Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, kings, queens, mighty knights and mages, how is everybody doing tonight? It is the time. Bring in the arenas, the bands, the trumpets and all. The Prophecy Cup Season 3 finals are here. Joining me tonight for this lovely endeavor of Polio Driftors versus IRL Sluts in a best of 5, duking it out until one person walks away with a crown, a Prophecy Cup, and $100 richer in RP. Is T-Crank and Chef Puff, our Season 2 and 1 champions, respectively.
Yo!
What's up, man?
That's a legit picture steal. I'm impressed. Nice work. Got me geeking over here. But yep.
Oh, my God. It's been a long season, boys. We've seen a lot happen. We've seen, started off with 12 teams, and now we're down to the final 2. Our number 1 and 2 seeds, respectively.
Best teams without any doubt. And I guess this is the most fitting finals. Mm-hmm. However, no Yeet Street again, tragically.
Yeah, when I signed up for this, I was wondering who Yeet Street was playing tonight. So I don't know what went wrong. The bias.
Yeah, I was looking at my schedule like, okay, we're playing it at 8:30, and then Steel was like, we got it. No, sorry, you're not playing tonight. And I was like, wait, what? It's not possible.
It was bad, man. Sometimes the script just doesn't go, and we have to break loose from the chains. But here we go. This game is about to happen. Polio Driftors, IRL Sluts are 2 top teams. Polio went through the season with a commanding 10-0-1 overall record, only dropping 1 game, period, and that was the MVP in Week 4. Compared to IRL Sluts coming in with a 7-2-2, they took 2 losses and had 2 ties throughout the season, so 31 points versus 23 points respectively. With these teams, that doesn't mean IRL is anything to be trifled with. Commanded by the one, the only It Sounds, who's leading in kills amongst all mid laners, averages 8.81 kills a game, sitting on a total of 141 kills over 16 games.
Yeah, really hard carry, and came in after Week 1 after they took a loss to Yeet Street for the 3rd time in a row, so they didn't want to be content with that roster, so they took out Mighty Mead, put in Sounds, and that arguably could be the best move they've ever made as a roster, and clearly a very dominating force to be reckoned with.
I think that set up what's probably going to be like the most important individual matchup in this game, like It Sounds against Knight of the Zed. Mm-hmm. Arguably like the top 2 mid laners in Prophecy Cup for this season, and it's really going to be on them to kind of get their teams going.
Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting that the strategies both these teams take. Some people have made memes about it. Team Soto mid is the strat that IRL runs, but honestly, that's what ends up happening a lot. Unfortunately, we don't have those advanced statistics to break down how often he ganks mid, but he goes mid a lot, and I really want to see how the jungle
champ select here. Get it going.
Yeah, I'm just really interested to see if they try and get him things like the Rek'Sai. Things like Rek'Sai that can just kind of repeatedly gank the same lanes over and over, or if they're going to try and push him to something, more farm-oriented.
Yeah, and I like the Camille band coming out here. This is a pick that Mango Ray should definitely not have the entire series, along with the Gangplank. We'll have to see how these picks come out. But Mango Ray is going to be impossible to ban out. Plays just about anything. He's played Azir top. He's played Urgot. So basically, good luck to Kiyoshi, because this is going to be a tough matchup he'll have to hold on to.
Yeah, they banned out his Shen now, which is the pick I've seen him go to, most of the time. It's like his safe fallback champion. Even if you fall behind, you're still going to be able to influence the game. Yeah,
Kiyoshi, definitely more of a tank player. Going to be that stable front line for the team, and just doing his job mostly. Galio being hovered, I like that a lot. I think Galio is extremely strong this patch. One of the best early game tower divers, early playmakers, and will prevent Sounds from snowballing really. He's impossible to kill for about 20 minutes, so nice pick here.
Yeah, I think that's good recognition of, kind of the matchup and the meta. It should be a pretty safe pick for Knight of the Zed to clear out and even stop some of the roams from It Sounds, because he's going to clear those lanes so fast.
Yeah, you can always follow the enemy mid laner, but the early levels, you could see Talia or Aurelion Sol coming through for Sounds. That might be a really good pick. But there's the Varus here. Varus is an extremely reliable AD carry this patch, and rivaled with Kog'Maw, the other extremely good AD carry, both of which have very strong one-item power spikes.
We also saw the Tarek pick for Daddy Nahor, which is something I've seen him play a ton. It's his comfort pick, and it's a pretty strong champion in the meta right now.
Yeah, and no surprises with these bot lanes. These bot lanes are not the strong points of each team, and they're just going to try to scale up and basically who's going to position better in these team fights, Drowsy or Edzy, and who's not going to get caught out by either Sounds or Mango Ray and Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, that's why I like the the Braum pick. Is he should hopefully be able to disengage a lot of that like roaming that we see in the aggressive plays from Soto.
One thing to note though, Kog'Maw is he got nerfed a little bit, and his win rate is actually significantly decreased. However, I think most pros think that he's not going to be that weak and competitive. We'll have to see if Drowsy has practiced on the champion this patch and is able to more understand better his weakened damage on his W. And yeah, Rek'Sai, a very solid jungler for Soto, has been his old faithful all season long.
I'm pretty interested in the Twisted Fate ban. I don't really know. I guess they don't expect the Galio to go mid, or they just wanted to take that out in case.
That is interesting. It could be a Galio top, but that's not a style of champion that you want to see on Mango Ray. There are a lot of mid lane bans, but Kassadin is still open for Sounds. That's a pick that's been one of his hardest carrying champs all season long. However, it is a pretty weak matchup.
I've seen him play Kassadin and Fizz, and both of those are up. I don't know how they do against Galio. I imagine Fizz would have a lot of trouble with him in kind of the early to mid game.
Yeah, because Galio you can build tanky, or you can also build full AP depending on what your matchup is. And ooh man, Singe coming out here for Kyoshi. That's one of his signature picks. Has played it about 7 times, I think, and they've won every single game with it.
So this is the pick I'm most excited for so far.
Ivern.
The Ivern pick. We haven't seen that in Prophecy Cup recently, and it kind of puts a little bit of pressure on Drowsy to be more of a carry this game. They're giving him the Galio. He's on the Kog'Maw. They're setting up, really a protect the Kog'Maw comp.
Oh man. Yeah, this is a crazy comp that Polio is pulling out. Never see a strategy like this, and throw in IRL for a loop here. Gonna pull out a Decane against the Singed pick. Very trusting in that, in Mango Ray up there. And Vladimir, wouldn't be surprised if you see this hovered, or locked in here. Played it in the semifinals, hard carried that game. And with only one real threat, up there's the Kassadin. Okay, so similar pick. There's only one main threat, and if Kassadin can somehow get through there, what, Steven? Whatever. It's the finals, all right. Anyways, the one threat from Kog'Maw. If Kassadin can get on top of that backline and shut him down, the team comp from Mango and Polio have very little damage. So I'll have to look at Sounds here again.
Yeah, if the pressure wasn't on him before, it's definitely on him now. He's playing a champion whose sole purpose is going to be to shut down that big carry, and then from Polio Driftors, they've really just set up a comp around protecting the carry. So it should be interesting. It's kind of like a strength against strength situation.
Yeah, and this is an extremely slow team comp as well, where you normally just see 5 full damage champions coming after you, tower diving you at 4 minutes, but not today. We're going to see some scaling picks.
And as we're going to get ready, going to head into this, champion select delay as it counts down. Just want to bring up some numbers from some of the champions I got picked in. Singe has been picked in 35% of their games and banned in 15, so he's influenced 50% of their total champion selects. And he's averaging 50. He's gotten 54 assists in the game he's played. So he's averaging 8 assists. So he's definitely, contributing to the team. A lot of people, when they think of Singe, they think of him as a champion that just kind of goes and sits off on the side lane for 45 minutes, constantly keeping people pushing. But no, he's actually coming down and getting involved with the team when it comes to playing this champion.
Yeah, and good luck to this Kog'Maw for trying to stay away from this Singe and getting run down. Because besides the Braum slow, and I guess you're going to have to wither the Singed as well. there's not a ton of there's a decent amount of peel, but it's not going to stop him from getting flipped. So
polio misspelled, by the way, but just want to say, like, I don't know. I feel like NASA's
Polio.
Wither does a pretty good job of shutting down Singe. Like, at max level, that is a 90% slow.
Yeah, but Singe does have Merc. He will buy Merc treads 100% this game. And his ultimate does give him tenacity, I think.
It does.
It does.
So,
I think, though, if I had to pick a team that I wanted to play against a Singed where I'm protecting my carry, I can't think of a much better comp than, like, Braum, Galio, Ivern, and Nasus. I think that's going to provide, like, about as much peel as you're possibly going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a good point. And you can get Wit's End second on the Kog'Maw. You'll get a lot of magic resist. With that Ginsu Spike, 2 items, you'll be doing a ton of damage. It's going to be all about the Kassadin, seeing if he can finish off this Kog'Maw here.
Definitely. Interesting, the Singe pick. What is it? It's next patch they're updating Leandri's, or is it this patch that just happened where Leandri's does maximum now?
That'll be next patch.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be changing some AP items in 8.4.
Where are we?
Gonna be looking pretty nasty, but even on this patch, like Leandri's on Singe first item just allows you to do so much damage, especially with all the CC the rest of his team, especially with the CC that Varus and Terra can put down. It can allow him to get the damage amplification, and it makes him another AP damage threat along with the Kassadin.
Now I do expect Nasus to just be getting pretty much free reign in the top lane to stack up his Q. If they can play safe on kind of the bottom half of the map, that's going to be a big problem for IRLS going into the late game.
Yeah, and I guess I got a question where Soto is going to be able to gank in this early game. Like, he just has to go bot, right?
Top rocket.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I don't think you're going to really put on kill pressure on a Galio with Kassadin in the mid lane. And, I could see something getting set up in the top lane, but that's generally not where they want to be playing around as a team. It's not what they pick around. It's not what they play around.
Yeah, and the only main damage threat is the Kog'Maw. So if you're Soto, you're looking at this spot lane as your main priority for sure. Sun Kyoshi will be able to get teleport with the spellbook. Kassadin will have the teleport. They could definitely look for some 5-man dives. But they got to also worry about this Galio that can roam so easily, as well as this Predator Ivern. He's going to be zooming across the jungle, making Soda's life a living hell. He played this against Yeet Street earlier in the season, and we were like, holy crap, this guy is literally everywhere.
I tried to play Predator Ivern a few times, and I died a lot, and I did not do anything. But Michael J. Fox probably has a better understanding of it than I did.
He has a way of just being everywhere at any point in the game.
I got no scope.
He'll kill gank top, and he'll kill the guy, and then okay, we're safe. We're going to play aggressive bot, and then, oh wait, he's right there.
For the Keystone Masteries, any surprises you think there? Anything you're interested in, or pretty standard?
Everything looks pretty standard. I do like the Aftershock on Galio. I think it is a mastery that people overlook sometimes. People have been going Spellbook. People have been going like Comet. But Aftershock with the new changes, you can go full AP, and you can still get really tanky when you go in with your taunt or your knockup with your ulti, and you'll get a ton of extra resistances, and you'll still do a lot of burst damage with your build. So this makes Galio extremely tanky and do a lot of DPS. And if you build it full AP, it'll make you even more useful in the late game, where normally you'd be really squishy.
Well, as we've gotten all this insight, had our minds drilled into by T-Crank and Chef, we're finally going to get into this game right here. Everyone loaded in, bought their items. Minion Dematerializer coming out for the Galio. Something we've been seeing more people are starting to, realize that there's a pretty good item if you have a lane that you're not the best farmer. It's a pretty good item to take, considering it guarantees you the cannon minions.
Oh yeah, and you can get so much better wave clear with the Minion Dematerializer as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, killing the cannon as soon as the wave gets there gives your wave a lot more power to help push out.
And that's already a problem that we highlighted 4 of the Sluts is Cassidy getting pushed in, and the dematerializer is really going to kind of just make that even worse.
Oh,
Yeah, not going to be able to make a lot of early plays versus the Galio. Galio will have free reign over the map basically until mid to late game, and hopefully this Cassidy, hopefully he won't snowball.
Everybody going to be doing some missing pings and things like that. And we're going to get off to a pretty standard start. Actually, really good decision from the side of IRL. Have the people start on the top side, prevent the Ivern, 3 buff cheese that he goes for. So they're going to take the red buff. Ivern's just going to get on his way, trying to clear off his own camps, not able to get away with any shenanigans. And then everyone's going to go to lane.
I think that might have been a little bit of a mistake from Polio, kind of playing a little too safe. They have the Braum, they have the Ivern invade. They could have tried to get a little bit of an advantage at level 1 there.
Yeah, and I think Soto actually evaded that ward at Raptors very perfectly. He walked around the bush from Red Buff and around the other bush at Raptors and was not spotted. So I wonder if Polio will notice that and assume that Soto will be at his blue buff soon or at his bottom side.
Mm-hmm. And then Michael J. Fox, not as fortunate, actually going to step right over 2 wards. They're going to have an exact idea of the path he's trying to take. So Soto's
Michael J. Fox.
Fight going on real early down here. Just some standard skirmishing. He's going to reveal his face, and that's going to put him a little bit behind because Soto's going to be finishing up his second buff right here. And then, Ivern has to wait to actually clear a camp.
Yeah, the lane was pushed a little too far up there for Michael J. Fox to successfully pull that gank off. Soto looking for a mid lane gank, I believe, but Galio is not going to take a lot of damage from a level 3 Cassidy at this point. So Soto should just be looking for some scouting here.
I'm really curious on what you guys' opinion. I don't know if you guys talked about this or I didn't hear it, but normally, Cassin's picked as a sort of anti-mage because, like an anti-assassin, anti-mage because, has the magic damage shield. Galio is the anti-mage in terms of how his kit builds up, how much he's focused on building MR. How do you feel that, ends up playing out both of these champions? Does Cassin end up just doing better in these trades because while he's not as, potent against magic damage, he does more damage? Or do you think Galio's just so strong at fighting against other APs?
I think it's really going to depend on how the fights play out. So I think, Galio is a pretty reactionary champion in terms of your ultimate. You're playing off other people, and Cassidy is, more active. He's going to be trying to make his own plays. So I don't know that, there's going to be too much head-to-head between them.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a super aggressive trading matchup, but the Galio will definitely have pushing pressure in the laning phase, and will be able to roam more effectively with his ult. Cassidy will mostly be reacting to Galio's plays, even though Galio's ult in nature is reactionary because you have to use it on somebody else. It's mostly just a farm matchup overall, and then late game it's you've got an assassin that's going to try and carry versus a tank that also one-shots people, that also saves your teammates. And yeah.
And
fair balanced here in the mid lane.
The tank mage, bruiser, DPS, teleporter, wave clearer.
Kyoshi actually has everything bound to his mastery. He really wants to know his mastery 5. Singe gank coming in right here. Exhaust and the Braum passive going to start stacking. They're going to go for this really hard. Finally get stunned through, but TP coming down. Actually getting interrupted. Mangoro going to take Sun Kyoshi really low and save him. Soto showing his head up top is going to scare him from going too much further. But yeah, there is no flash on the side of Ezzy, so they're going to get really scrappy down here in the bottom lane. 3-on-3 going on down here. 2-on-3. First blood on the top side while I'm trying to talk about the bottom lane. Way too aggressive from our boy Mango Ray, and he ends up going down. Kyoshi and Soto getting the kill credit right there.
Yeah, and right before that play, Knight of the Zed teleported back to mid lane to catch the wave, so he could not respond in any way without his ultimate. And Soto ganking top lane, Singed using the Ignite so Nasus can't heal, and unable to secure the kill on Kyoshi. Meanwhile, pretty boring 3v3 in the bot lane. Nothing happened after a teleport from Sounds.
Yeah,
But
and
this
even the
does
small
put-
advantage
okay.
that you would, even the small advantage you would expect Galio to get from using that TP and shoving a wave in, he's going to be down in CS after It Sounds clears up this wave.
And something I want to talk about in terms of the jungle play right here. If we look at where Ivern only has his Crimson Razor Beaks, which he's about to promptly clear, and then his top side, the vision on there is pretty heavy. It's going to be seen as soon as he goes for his blue buff. They're going to know if he went to his blue buff. He probably cleared out his wolf camp because the what's that plant? The scrying orb saw that the wolf camp was clear, so they're going to know. They're going to be able to track him pretty well for this next, 2 or 3 minutes while these wards are on the top side. And he's going to walk over some more wards even getting pinged out, so they know he's trying to go for this red buff. Just really not in a position to make any terms of counter jungling or team play.
It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over.
And looking at this top lane again, you can see that that kill on the Nasus doesn't really affect how Nasus can play this lane, especially because Kyoshi didn't get the kill. So Nasus will still be able to farm up effectively. He's not going to get shut down by the Singed ever. So come like 20, 30 minutes, this guy is going to still, have a ton of stacks and be able to really impact the game.
Ward getting cleared out right here. Just going to continue to have that vision superiority. Really only one ward for the side of Polio. It's not even too prominent of a ward to go around. As you've seen, Soto's known to path around it, and now Soto's known to path his way to the mid lane. Going to our boy Neither Zed. It's going to taunt them up, trying to get away, but they're still going to keep the pressure going. It Sounds has enough info.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Neither Zed jumps back in, going to get himself really low. Pop the stopwatch, but he's certainly going down.
Man.
Oh, he flashes away like a man and makes it out by the hairs of his chinny chin. Burning his summoner and his stopwatch, but he gets to live another day.
Oh man, that was not played in the ideal way there by Knight of the Zed.
No, that was the manliest thing I've ever seen. He got out and he said, no, I'm going back for more.
But what matters is that he lived, so props for Knight of the Zed for living from that gank. Is going to be down a few CS and won't have the stopwatch for any more plays. So one more gank like that, he'll probably get taken down, so he's got to be a bit more careful here. He is going to go for that tankier build, probably the Abyssal Mask.
We did see, though, just how tanky the Galio gets in the mid lane. I mean, almost any other mid laner would be absolutely dead there, especially dashing back in.
Yeah, the taunt giving him all that extra damage reduction. Quite insane. And Mango Ray might be taking down Kyoshi here. Has the flash up. Ooh, decides not to do it.
I thought we were going to see Mango Ray get 6 more stacks
Yeah.
on Kyoshi right
I
there.
thought he was going to all chat +6 right there. But Soto, 2v2 coming in.
Yeah, 2v2 coming in. D going to pop the stopwatch for Ivern. Daisy trying to do her best. She's really close to a knock-up. But we do have the ulti pop. Kyoshi's going to dodge out on it. And she's just going to end up going down to tower right here. Ulti down for Michael J. Fox. And that's the end of that in the top lane. So good job dodging and weaving out on that. Not giving up any kills. And they still have that advantage for Soto. They have about a 700, 800 gold lead overall around the map.
Now, they have a huge amount of pressure in this top lane, though. I don't think Kyoshi's going to be able to stay under here, and they can take this thing down pretty fast.
Yeah, with decaying. The tower's still just taking its first damage of the game, it looks like, because of how Kyoshi can just sit in the middle of the lane. Trade from bot lane. Both AD carries getting stunned at the same time.
They're elbow. Flag.
Yeah, everybody just trying to
Flag, watch out, flag.
Yeah, and there's about a 15 CS lead for Sounds once he clears that wave, which is pretty good for the Galio, because Galio, you're normally going to be even. It's very uncommon for Galio to be down in CS just because of how easy it is for him to farm with his Q.
Even the way this played out, he's teleported back to lane twice. It Sounds has the teleport advantage right now, and to still be down is going to be tough to influence the game from.
Yeah, and he even teleported bot lane too, and that's just example of how skillful It Sounds has been all season long. But good grief, getting cut out here.
Yeah, trying to do some warding, but this isn't the place to be right here. Gonna have the ulti coming in, but it's not gonna do too much, or the flash might change it. Varus ulti flashing coming in. Now we have 4 people around Knight of the Zed, and now they're trying to get the spike started, but there's Taric and vulnerability, and they're going really hard on the Drowsy. He has no summoners, no health left. He's trying to run for his life. It Sounds gonna close the gap, pick that up. Knight of the Zed quickly following. Michael J. Fox You're going to go to the graveyard like everybody else, trying to go to your jungle friends might be your savior. And he's going to be the only survivor in a 3-for-0 in favor of IRL Sluts.
Yeah, good grief, looking for those words, but does not respect that there's a bunch of people that are sitting right there, and the Galio ult coming through does not help at all, and in fact, it actually just gets 3 of his teammates killed, giving Sounds a kill, giving Rek'Sai another kill, and Edzy a kill. And this is a 2.5k gold lead here for IRL at 11 minutes, something that we did not expect from this game.
I think that's a place where Polio Driftors really should have cut their losses once the Braum was caught. And we saw the Galio, ult in, and they thought they might be able to save him and maybe turn that around. And that's got to be a function of their lack of vision. If you look at the map now, it's red all over, and the only blue ward on the entire bot side of the map is, in their bush.
Yeah, the Ivern does not have the Tracker's Knife, which will be a overall loss of vision for Polio. And Mango Ray did not have his teleport quite up yet there because he teleported the lane earlier, which is been the case for both.
Yep.
Solo
Also
laners
getting
here.
popped right here. Mango Ray and Sun Kyoshi, they're trying to chase him back down through the tower. I think he's just trying to get the expiration date. Gonna go as far as he can. Just wait for this damage thing to run. They're actually chasing him through. Everyone knows rule number 1 of League of Legends is that you don't chase Singe.
Yep.
But eventually you can't just let him keep running
Here's
through the
Galio.
jungle. Galio's coming to cut him off now too, so he's gonna start running through the towers. Sun Kyoshi's gonna kill off Daisy with this, and he's gonna send them on probably the wildest goose chase I've seen.
Teleport coming to the
Cassidy
bottom.
takes it as the time to capitalize on the bottom lane, and what's going on? Drowsy all alone right here with no one around to help him out as they caught everybody trying to chase down Sun Kyoshi, and that's a second death right there for the AD Kog'Maw.
Yeah, and Polio getting literally chased around here and not getting a successful gank on Kyoshi. Doesn't even need to burn the flash. Meanwhile, Sounds another proactive teleport on the bottom side, punishing Drowsy for his aggressiveness while being by himself. Polio will get a turret mid lane after all of this.
Polio actually is going to continue to push while the recalls come out. Soto and Sun Kyoshi trying to come up through the mid lane and disregard. Polio is going to back off right there. I'm kind of curious as to why they backed off. I feel like they could have went for a more aggressive fight there at the mid lane tower. Or not aggressive fight, but aggressive push onto the mid lane tower.
I think right there they just, they recognize that they're pretty far behind.
They didn't want to potentially have to deal with a 5 versus 4 base race. Even though there is the Nasus, it's still quite risky. Varus has a lot of attack speed. Rek'Sai has the Warrior enchantment, so he's going to be doing a ton of damage. They just wanted to reset, cut their losses sort of, and get back to farming a bit more. Because I think Polio will have the advantage in the late game with this Nasus, with this Ivern protecting the Kog'Maw as well as the Braum. So as long as Drowsy doesn't get completely boned, he should be useful enough. But Mango Ray.
Mango Ray now finds himself in position. Soto and It Sounds capitalized on him trying to get some vision out, but it's not going to happen. It Sounds closing the gap and getting the kill right there after Soto leaps in with his Rek'Sai. It's now their 6th kill of the game while we haven't had any response from Polio. Starting to fall behind in terms of their ability to, get some gold on the carries.
Yeah, and I think we're looking at Polio's comp really struggling here to make proactive plays with the Ivern and Nasus and their bot lane. Normally they just have much more aggressive champions. I think the Galio is good, but I think their top laner, their jungler, might want to have a stronger early game in order to combat the aggressiveness that IRL is bringing.
Yeah, and I think the vision discrepancy that we see continuing is such a huge factor. I mean, Mango Ray went to check a dark bush there and got killed. We can see the line that was kind of in the river for IRLS is moved now into the bottom side jungle of Polio Driftors.
And Micah J. Fox going to go after Kyoshi, but this guy's a singed. He tries to go for a cheeky smite Q combo, but gets nothing.
And yeah, people in chat saying they really feel like IRL, if they want to start to push this gold even further, should look to get themselves the Rift Herald. They've had Vision on the top side for a decent amount of the early game. Now we see Vision getting fought back from Polio. Do you feel that's their next objective compared to this mid lane tower, or where do you think they need to be focusing?
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to go for this mid lane tower without getting kills and or the Herald. So if the Soto can just take this Herald by himself in like 30 seconds. It's really no problem at all unless he gets flanked, but Rift Herald is definitely a easy objective for IRL to take at this point in the game. And it's definitely going to be worth it.
It would even be a mistake for Polio to contest that unless they make a pick or anything. At this point, I think they need to just stop fighting, slow the game down, control vision in their jungle as we see them kind of clearing stuff out and not get caught anymore.
Yeah, I agree 100%. This comp from Polio is not going to do enough at all at this point in the game when they're this far behind against Polio. I mean, IRL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of one of those situations where there's one of those games where if you were playing solo queue, you tell your team just to stop leaving Fountain for 30 minutes so you can farm up as the Kog'Maw and hit that late game fantasy. But that can't really happen in scenarios like this. You really need to find that opening and look for these fights. But it's hard to look for these fights when your AD carry so far behind. Like, Varus is already on his way to his second item. Kog'Maw has boots and components.
Yeah, he is just about able to purchase his Ginsus once he recalls. So he will have that one item spike. But yeah, they got the Herald now, and they don't even have to use the Herald here if there's nobody to defend the tower, which is a really big plus for IRL. They can now use it for a tier 2 turret if they want. But it looks like they're not going to take it on this push. So it might end up being used for this tower eventually.
I'm running. What a nade!
It sounds now getting himself the blue buff.
Rage.
It sounds getting his blue buff now. Going to be looking to recall 17 and a half minutes. On the side of Polio, Kog'Maw finally finishes his Raid Blade, so that's going to be a first complete item for him. And this gives him a decent amount more damage, makes him actually somewhat of a threat in team fights, but he's still just going to be behind this Varus in terms of his power. Ivern, though, has the Athenes, which does help in terms of damage mitigation and shielding onto Drowsy.
Yeah, and eventually there should be an Iron sensor picked up from Michael J. Fox, which will give Kog'Maw so much extra DPS. And once Good Grief picks up a Knight's Vow, that will help Kog'Maw a lot too. So Kog'Maw just scaling up a bit, will not get any weaker, and does definitely have a stronger late game than Kog'Maw, or than the Varus does.
Are you guys surprised that the Dragon has been such low priority for this game?
Yeah, it is interesting, because I know Cloud Dragon's not the best, but if you're this far ahead, you're kind of just wasting time by not picking that Dragon up.
Yeah, because they're finally going to get the first one here, but I agree, like, they had so much time they could have gotten earlier. Cloud Dragon, move speed is never a bad thing. It's one of the most undervalued stats in the game. Disrespectful stopwatch from Ezzy. But one of the most undervalued stats in the game, it actually helps with a team like this. Like, Sun Kyoshi likes it because if he gets out of combat, it can make it pretty much impossible to catch him. And then for Casson, it helps him just run people down even better.
Yeah, even more so, they had an opportunity to probably get like 2 dragons off of their early game lead. If they had taken it earlier, I don't think Polio Drifters would have been able to even contest the second one when it came up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the second dragon will be another cloud, so Polio won't be too upset about that. They're not going to probably be able to fight for these objectives for quite a long time. And you look at these trades here from bottom lane, it's like almost a wet noodle fight, but the Kassadin is starting to win out just because of how fed he is. The Kassadin's damage reduction and the shield is really proving to be very useful against this Galio pick.
Yeah, something I don't think we mentioned this when we bought it, but the Abyssal Mask, like this, he still gets damage from this, and really this just makes it so he's going to be able to sustain against this Galio and this Kog'Maw, where he's eventually going to get to the point to where he can just run straight through, and Kog'Maw's going to do no damage, and he's still going to end up doing damage once he gets Lich Bane and Void Staff going for him. And I have the ultis getting traded from the top laners here. And
I like how annoying the Singed is. Like, you think you can kill the guy and he just flips you and runs away. And you're like, oh well, alright. I'll try again in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, engage going on in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think it's more so them I think it's the side of Polio trying to save the towers long as they can, but eventually that's gonna fall. And really taking down that Braum ulti is something you don't want to do because you need as much peel as possible available for Kog'Maw.
The way the lanes are right now, Kassadin's really going to be able to close in on that mid lane once the tower starts getting low too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, watch for these dives that Polio IRL is going to try out here. They do have the champions to do it with the Taric with the Kassadin. Rek'Sai is really good at diving as well. He can shift the aggro off of himself with his ultimate, so if they want to dive for that tower, they can.
And the person who asked in chat, our boy Mango Ray is currently sitting on 372 stacks, so slightly ahead of the curve, pretty well ahead of the curve, actually. Generally, people say 150 stacks every 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty good, and he'll have to get a bit more stacks if he's going to want to one-shot the Singe, because he can't get any more than one Q in before he just runs away.
The big thing is going to be his ability to, one-shot It Sounds, because while It Sounds, has this abyssal mass, that doesn't really help him in terms of the magic, the physical damage that comes out of decaying.
Yeah, decaying is going to be the only physical damage that IRL will have to worry about in this entire match.
And I think fairly soon, the Sluts are going to have to try to make something happen. They've been kind of sitting in the same spot for a long time, and the lead is closing a bit.
Yeah, the gold lead's gone down about 1,000 since about the 15-minute mark, where it was at its peak at about 4.5 thousand. And the Galio and the Nasus, respectively, have both really good wave clear, along with the fact that the Singe and the Kassadin aren't exactly the best pushers themselves. So this will allow Polio to get a really strong 10 to 15 minutes of farming in, as long as IRL doesn't make any more proactive plays, which with the Kassadin they can try to do.
And top lane just continuing, Sun, Kiyoshi, and Mango Ray going back and forth, smacking each other around. But yeah, that's a good point. Like, they're actually looking for a play right here. Soto going to go over the wall.
There it is.
And now here we go. The mid laner and the support trying to survive. Braum going to send the ulti out to knock people up. It Sounds coming over the wall. Killing spree for Edzy. Now here, neither Zed's in the middle of the team. Decane has finally made his way down. He's in the middle of the team. And Broly's going to get popped, stop a lot of Decane damage. He charges back in with the ulti United the Zed, but it may not be enough. Edzy flashing over the wall into a perfect position. No one can touch him now. Drowsy gonna go golden, and then he's gonna go down. It Sounds following him over the wall with that, no mana cost ulti, is able to close it out. Now we're seeing Michael J. Fox trying to get away, flashing out. He's gonna be the last remaining member of his team, along with Daisy, and have a clean 4-0 in the favor of Polio. So as we're talking about it, they finally find the fight that they're looking for. Soto going over the back wall of Dragon Pit, opening up onto that Braum. Good grief.
Yeah, and I guess even Polio isn't vulnerable from the IRL Classic where the game just explodes at 23 minutes. And another case of where all you have to do is just let Good Grief die. Just let him die, and you don't lose your entire team. And Polio making the big mistake of friendship right there and getting their entire team aced at 23 minutes. Actually, Michael J. Fox did not die, so just 4 kills. And the mid lane tower does go down.
I think part of that is the pressure of playing in the finals. You're so hesitant to give anything up. You want to be fighting for everything, and you don't make the smarter play of just cutting your losses.
Yeah, and my biggest issue there is that the Dragon's not even up for 2 more minutes. So what is the urgency there to go ward over the Dragon Pit there? I wonder what what Polio is thinking right there.
So I don't know. This is just my opinion, but honestly, I feel like playing safe is how you lead yourself to mediocrity and things like that. I feel like you do definitely need to take risks in these big scenarios like this, but I feel the way they went for the risk is incorrect. If they're gonna that fight right there, Good Grief is dead. There's no way he's alive. Did both of his summoners just come up, or did he just not use them?
I believe they weren't up, but that fight, if you look at the replay, that fight was over from the beginning, and Kog'Maw never got to actually position properly with the Braum or the Ivern. The Galio went in and got burst down really quickly, and so did the Nasus. So really, there was no setup there or no possibility for Polio to even win that team fight.
Yeah, their Protect the Kog'Maw comp has been played as a Protect the Braum comp, and
that's basically what has happened.
Ideal.
I feel like against a team like this, I feel like more of a Juggernaut style of Kog'Maw composition would have worked a little bit better than Protect the Kog'Maw, because the big difference, Protect the Kog'Maw is you put a humongous front line in front of him, have all these people, versus Juggernaut. Kog'Maw is the front line because he has 1,001 shields. And when you have It Sounds, Soto, and Kiyoshi, they can go right through this front line that you try to have, and then they're just on top of Kog'Maw by himself. Versus if you ran let's say Lulu, Galio, Ivern, and insert shielding top laner here, you'd be in a lot better position. I feel like Kog'Maw has no problem standing and taking the brunt of all this damage because he has 6 shields, 3 heals, and 2 attack speed buffs.
Yeah, and it really does, like, this lead from IRL really does stem from 2 things, which is just the trying to save your friends, aka good grief, and the really slow, low damage team comp that they have so far in this game, and they just gotta wait to ramp up at this point because now they're just really, really far behind. As long as they don't lose Baron, though, Polio should be all right. Polio or IRL, they're gonna want to try to end this game relatively soon.
Yeah. As long as this goes on, we've been going on about 15 minutes since that gold lead. And the gold lead has grown back to about 8,000 gold, but Baron is going to be a tough thing for them to take because there's a team that can Kog'Maw is somebody that can pick people alive in the Baron pit. Unless they get a pick before, if it's like a 5v5, they just try to force Baron. Because they're eventually, if they don't end up finding some sort of pick, they're eventually just going to have to force the Baron for the gold lead.
Yeah, and Michael J trying something there, but Yoshi's just too damn fast.
And he's just going to continue to stay top and be a nuisance. He keeps Nasus up there in the top lane, which normally is a problem, keeping the top lane occupied. But honestly, Nasus is fine with this, though, at the same time.
Yeah, the Nasus is fine with this, but Polio might... I forget what I was going to say, actually, but the 1-3-1 here from IRL, doing pretty well. Yeah, as long as Polio doesn't lose another major team fight, they can scale up. But Sounds is getting really scary here. Level 16 has 3 items, 10 stacks on the Dark Seal.
Yeah, eventually he's going to get to a point where Galio can't stop him. And that's going to be the spot where they can go for that play.
Yeah, Galio in the late game, if you're going to build some AP, it's going to have a hard time dealing with the amount of damage that the Kassadin can put in. Because he'll have good burst, but his damage is going to be extremely consistent because his cooldowns are going to be so low. Kog'Maw, only level 12. He's down 2 levels. Pretty much everybody on Polio is down a level if you're looking at the carries.
Yeah, Drowsy just really far behind. He's a whole item behind his counterpart, and then he's behind, so much gold. Looking at a difference of about 2,000 gold between these 2 carries. Really, the only thing he has over him is his ward score.
Yeah, and Edgy's been able to get the push in the mid lane for the entire game, basically. And with the scary Kassadin and Soto on the Rek'Sai on each of your sides, it is a little bit weary trying to farm that mid lane when you're under a lot of threat.
Mm-hmm. Although, they have been down... This has been about 12 minutes now that we've been seeing the same side lanes going on the exact same way, with them just kind of sitting here.
Oh, Knight of the Zed.
Knight of the Zed going to get aggressed on by It Sounds, going to try and go for him under tower, force him away. This is going to result in the rotation down. Soto trying to close the gap and maybe even pick up the kill right here.
Yeah, this Kassadin pressure is picking up really fast all of a sudden with those 3 items and the Void Staff especially.
So that's the big difference between what we saw like 5 minutes ago where Galio could just stand there. Now Galio's really at risk of dying to that.
Yeah, really struggling. So let's see, look at this Nasus. Right now he's got, 594 stacks. So 600 stacks is pretty good for 30 minutes. And
That's insane.
The only issue is he's not going to be able to effectively group in this game for a while.
And then he's going to have a really hard time getting to the players he needs to get to, because if he tries to just walk through the team, Cassidy is just going to stop whoever he's trying to kill and just start trying to kill this Nasus. He has to go through a Singe who can flip him. He has to go through a Rek'Sai who can knock him up.
What a fucking day!
Well, here comes the Braum, but there's no way you can catch out this Kassadin. This Kassadin is perfectly safe. The champions on Polio are not equipped to deal with this Kassadin pick.
Yeah, I don't think Braum Galio is going to apply too much kill pressure there.
Not a single bit of kill pressure.
Come on.
I don't even think Edzy is super worried at this point about those champions. Because now this Galio is forced to basically build a full MR build. Not a ton of AP. And this Varus does have the healing reduction. Does have the Bork and the critical strike. I do like the build. Maybe Wit's End would have been an effective item here. Dealing with basically a full MR team, so...
It's like the old Galio.
Maybe he'll build that later.
Soda.
He's building a lot like the old Galio. It's really weird. And Soto is here, guys. You heard it in the background.
Trent, guy behind him.
He's going to try to clear the wave and just walk away.
Yeah, but he can just keep down here. Now he does enough damage to Knight of the Zed that he's pretty good at forcing him away from the wave. Puff, what do you feel like? Do you feel like they should maybe call for the swap, send Mango down to the bottom side, and then send Knight of the Zed up to fight with Sun Kyoshi?
I'm not sure. I don't know how Mango Ray would match up against the Kassadin. I think the thing that they're worried about there is getting out pressured too hard. Galio can kind of react and get wherever he needs to be, but in the top lane, he's already much closer, so Mango can just kind of walk there.
I wouldn't be opposed to this swap just because if you put the Galio top lane, he can ult to Baron buff pretty easily, and the Nasus will be able to teleport from bot. But I do have to worry though about if Galio is going to be able to actually deal with the cinch pressure, because I think Nasus should be all right with that. But again, you can't really kill either of them, no matter what the matchup you have.
I really like these items that we're seeing from the side of IRL Sluts. They're doing some good future proofing. Already have the Knight's Vow on to Edzy. Edzy himself already has an Executioner's Calling to deal with the healing when the fights start to break out. And there's just really good realizing what the other team's advantages are going to be and building around them already. Flash coming out of good grief as soon as It Sounds shifts forward.
Aptly named. Good grief.
It Sounds Soto is about to hit 100 vision score. This man has really set his team up like the Illuminati third eye to watch everything on the map. Look at all these wars that they have.
Soto and Nahor, I think they're the two biggest warders in the league. And combined, even over supports and junglers, Soto has the most warding. And Nahor might have the second most warding.
You're correct.
Oh my god, that Nasus Q.
It does a lot.
This Nasus is ramping up.
But it's not enough for Kyoshi because Kyoshi's going to let him get the 1Q. This wave has bounced between, what is it called? Has bounced between Gromp and the starting point of top lane for the past 15, 20 minutes. Neither of them really get too far forward. And now we finally see something on the bottom side. They're trying to go into It Sounds. He's going to get Rift walking away, burn his whole mana pool right there, and they finally find a breath of relief. But with that being said, they're going to now try and pounce onto the Baron buff. But Edsy's starting it up.
Yep, Baron starting here. A lunar dragon. That's interesting looking. I didn't actually notice that before.
I think it was just I think if they just implemented the dispatch. They're trying to get up there.
Polio sent 4 people bottom to try to deal with sounds, and now Drowsy's going to get punished.
Oh, Drowsy going to get flipped in. Galio going to come in with the heroic strike and entrance. They're going to knock up Soto, and now the fight's going to bust out. Tarek ulti coming across. Is going to get hit all 5 members of the team minus It Sounds. They catch him in this little small corridor, and there's just everybody falling left and right. There's nobody left. Kog'Maw explodes into a carcass, absolutely eviscerating them. Edzy getting the double kill. It Sounds with the double kill, and that's just an ace busting it open with Baron buff. For 30 plus seconds, they can look to just end this game right here off of one fight.
And Polio Driftors 1 tower away from getting perfect gamed by IRL at 34 minutes in game 1 of the finals of Prophecy Cup Season 3. And we're going to see this Nexus going down here at about 34-20. And what a surprising performance here. And that's a very standard game from IRL, but Polio, I question their preparation coming into the series because they did not look like themselves in this game.
No, they looked really scared. Like, Chef was saying, they were playing really cautious and not how we've seen Polio play before. Knight of the Zed putting him onto some sort of tank, trying to build this comp around Drowsy. Not something we're really used to seeing from them.
Yeah, wow, that was quite the impressive game, and it really snowballed off of the mispositionings of Good Grief on the Braum. And, a couple of team fights started, and Polio never in position to actually fight. They were just coming to save, and in the end, it ended up just killing everybody, which resulted in a very large swing. A couple of large swings, and then once they sent a bunch of people bot to deal with sounds, ended up getting the Baron. Then that one fight happened in mid lane that happens every game with IRL. resulting in a quick finish. And 34 minutes, not a bad game. Very clean game from IRL.
Wait,
Polio trying to just farm it up, but could not hang in there long enough.
who's up?
One of the plays I want to think back to is when Kiyoshi sent them on that mad goose chase through the towers, through the western quadrant of the jungle, through the mid lane tower, and he was able to make it away because that results in them starting to send 4 people to try and deal with Kiyoshi, and he was able to make it away. And then while that was happening, Braum, good grief, had went up the river to try and cut off his only exit path. But as soon as Braum left, Drowsy was in the bottom lane by himself. Soto made his way down there. It sounds TP down, and they 4-man collapsed on that man, and he destroyed his life and then went for the tower.
Yeah, and Polio playing a bit sloppy in that game. Didn't seem very coordinated. Did not pick the early game champions that they normally are accustomed to picking. And I like the Ivern, but they definitely got too far behind early for this composition to actually work.
We're going to have a replay getting started right here. Yeah, going back to that first fight where Good Grief just kind of, as we see Good Grief getting knocked up in the air, the fight, as it starts off, Good Grief's already gone. Like, Good Grief is dead as soon as they catch the pick on him. And like they mentioned, Drowsy even gets to the fight late. He walks back and forth on which side of the wall. He tries spitting out his ulti, but now he's already lost his support. He's about to lose his mid laner as soon as the fight starts. So he doesn't have anybody to really tank for him, you know. Kog'Maw at this point isn't strong enough compared to his counterpart, and at least what you need is enough people alive to build a wall in front of him, and he just doesn't have that. So he ends up going down, and now Michael J. Fox is by himself just trying to run, and Ivern by himself is Ivern by himself. Like, everybody's seen this in their games of League of Legends.
Yeah. Good Griefing has to make sure next games in these series that he's not too far overextended, and make sure that if you're picking a scaling composition that heavily relies on your carries to scale up, you can't compromise this by getting caught and resulting in your whole team dying twice. But yeah, I think this is definitely a game that Polio can come back from.
Yeah.
They have clearly been the best team in the league this whole season.
Second replay. Gonna get started right here. My bad to cut you off, but we're just gonna look at this second fight happening again, the one right after the Baron. So they take the Baron. Then they see our boy, the lovely Good Grief. They actually started off on top of him again here in the Dual Jungle. Or excuse me, no, this was the one that started on Drowsy, my bad. Drowsy got the ult down onto him, and they tried to, what's the word? They tried to save him with the Galio ulti, but with the problem is in that little quadrant, like, you can't fight a team that does so much AoE damage like the Sin, like the Kassadin, like Edzy, who has the Runons and can just put the damage across. Everybody's clumped up in this small little spot. So they're putting down insane damage onto you. And then you have and then you just don't have anything you can really do back because Taric ulti comes down with great timing. So you're literally sitting there doing no damage to them while they're AoEing you to death. Yeah,
and actually that fight looked pretty good to start off with. Galio ulti coming onto the Kog'Maw flashing away, getting to a pretty decent position, but Nahor with the Taric ultimate prevents any damage from coming back onto IRL. The Kassadin gets the flank off, and that results in just a massacre. There was no damage dealt there from Polio. And I'm interested to see the damage graphs because they must be extremely low. Almost like comically low from Polio, just because of how little they actually got to do in that game, except for trades.
Our boy, what's it called, might have put down some decent damage. Nasus, but that's another thing. Nasus was the one that took a lot of time to, farm up and get this build ramping, but he just couldn't really do too much with it because he just spent so much time in the top lane, never went to the other lanes trying to, spread his team's only source, his team's hope around, and it just is unfortunate. Like, you can't, you play a champion that's so focused on, if you're going to play a champion that's so focused on, getting to that late game, scaling up, being able to one-shot people, when you get to the point where you can actually one-shot people, you need to go one-shot them.
Yeah, and this is why Nasus is not a very widespread pick and competitive, even though on paper it seems like, oh man, the meta right now, everyone's just going to 50 minutes. Nasus must be insanely broken. But if you look at team fights, he's very easily kiteable. And if you pick him too early in the draft, you can get counterpicked really easily. Tanks right now are not quite in the meta, even though it is a late game scaling meta. And yeah, you could tell that the impact that he had in this game was just not there for.
I think he was really nullified too by the Singed pick. You know, he was able to, no matter how strong Nasus got, he could just clear a wave, and then as soon as he got engaged on, he could run away. He always stopped Nasus from getting involved in team fights, and it really was just kind of an ineffective pick.
Yeah, and I would like to see the adjustment here from Polio to possibly ban the Singed. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You know, I'm way more okay, especially if your plan is to pick Nasus, with going up against that Shen, because he's not going to be able to, you know, do the same kind of things that the Singed did.
I would like to see something just like a carry top laner that can bully out the Singed.
Yeah.
I think, isn't Jace Camille? Camille could be really good. Camille's banned, but basically any carry top laner that Mango can decide that bully him out, and you've got two strong damage carries with the Kog'Maw and whatever Mango picks, and you've got the two major supporting champions in the Galio, Ivern, and the Braum. So basically, just a higher impact champion in the early game.
No, I honestly disagree. I feel that more comes out of the jungle. Singed himself, Singed is somebody who you can pretty easily take advantage of in his early game. You know, he doesn't have the most health. He's really mana reliant on his ability, you know, trade and farm and things like that. You need to pick a lot more aggressive early game jungler, I feel.
Yeah, actually, what beats Singed in lane? Somebody help me out with that. I don't know. Can't think off the top of my head.
Teemo.
Surely just like a ranged pick that
Teemo. Teemo. Teemo.
I'm definitely not an expert top laner, but Vlad seems pretty decent to me.
Vlad can just sustain.
Especially if your plan is to kind of, you know, get him ahead and get him involved. Mm-hmm. You know, he can pick Vlad and then be way more active in the team fights.
Mm-hmm. According to our favorite website, LOL Counter, this is for you, T Crank, because I know you're a fan of. I know this is where you get all your stats from. Maokai's the biggest. No, but no seriously.
Wait, what? Why does it say Maokai counters Singed?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That doesn't really make any sense.
No way. I don't believe
Nard, that's something we didn't see. And I think we've actually seen Mango play a decent amount of Nard before.
He actually has played it only once this season, I believe, and that was the game they lost to MVP.
Oh.
I think. He might have played it once or twice other times, but I know the game they lost on Nanar was the most recent time that he played it.
No. It's been banned from them 4 times, actually.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, Nar does seem like a pretty good pick into both Singed and Shen.
Yeah, Nar into any tank, really. You can always chase them. You can always just shred them. You can always split push. And you can always still be effective in team fights with your Mega Nar. So, really, really good top lane in the meta. You can't go wrong with it. And especially with Kiyoshi known for playing tanks, you can basically guarantee a good matchup with that Nar.
Nar also, I feel like, is a lot better at getting team fights started for his team. Like, you know, Nasus really only has the wither on Kiyoshi reactively in that game, whereas Nar is somebody who, if he sees that fight, like that last fight in the jungle, or both the big fights happen in the jungle that we highlighted. Imagine those with a Nar, within those little specific tight, you know, walls between the buff and a camp they had. Nar gets 5-man ultis. And when Nar gets 5-man ultis, you can roll your face in any which direction on any language keyboard, and it will all spell out the same victory.
Yep, I agree.
So I want to see something like that. The Nar, I want to see it paired with a jungler. I want to see it paired. I actually would have liked to have seen something like the Rek'Sai come out for the side of Polio. Imagine that, like, imagine the Nar Rek'Sai ganks on the Singed. Singed is not getting away in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, the biggest problem that happened there, I think, was Polio Driftors had 3 lanes that weren't aggressive in any way, and a jungle that wasn't aggressive in any way. So they kind of had no way of making plays, and the IRLS was really good at kind of capitalizing on small mispositionings.
Yeah, another point with Polio Driftors, all of us, like, they pick the Kog'Maw in this game, which, you know, you don't really need to play into the Kog'Maw, but once you pick an Ivern and a Galio, they're all of a sudden playing around this Kog'Maw pick they'd never actually have played around all season long in the bot lane. And I would like to see Polio Drifters start playing around their mid laner and their top laner again, with Michael J. Fox just really making those laners, the opponent's laners' lives a living hell. We'll have to see, though, how Polio gets over this, because they haven't lost the first game of any series this year. And so this is going to be a test of their mental fortitude, because they've never lost, so we'll have to see how they can rebuttal from the game one disappointment right there.
Gonna be looking to get ready to hop into the second champion select. We talked about all the adaptations we want to see. The one thing that's going to be big is back, Sun Kyoshi and his team are going to have the first pick. They're going to be on blue side, but Mango Ray, Michael J. Fox, and the rest of Polio are going to have those first 2 picks. And something we occasionally see teams do is they'll do the tit for tat type thing, where they'll let the blue side team get that one real strong pick. They'll let them get that one strong pick, but then they'll trade it for getting 2 OP picks of their own.
I wouldn't be surprised to see 5 totally new champions come out from Polio Drifters. Just kind of completely change things up. Yeah,
just new start, because that strategy, while they tried it, it was flattering. You try to build a comp around Drowsy. It's not really what they've done all season. And to try that in the finals is really ballsy. And now they find themselves with a game already down, but they can definitely bounce back. They just kind of got to shake it off, accept that they lost that game, and they'll be all good.
Yeah, maybe pick a more aggressive support, because he's not. Good Grief is not really known for those passive peel supports. He's known for just going ham and really making plays for his team, starting off fights. Yeah, we'll see if they pick a comp that more is in tune with their play style here. Oh, I'm a champ select too, by the way. Is Puff in here?
Puff isn't. Yeah, he's AFK.
No, I'm right here.
No, he's AFK.
Are we all in the lobby?
No, I think Puff is watching off the stream.
There's a Lulu Kog'Maw first rotation for Polio, and the safe Varus pick from Edzy. I think they'll probably just give Edzy Varus every single game if it's open. Really reliable AD carry, and something that will always give them utility, always give them some late game damage, and mid game too. Very good spike at one item.
And really doesn't have any bad lane matchups. So if you're a team that wants to be playing around your mid laner, picking stuff with Varus is always a good bet.
Yeah, now that Polio has shown that they have 2 squishy bot laners here, the Jarvan pick will be very good at potentially early ganking and really punishing this lane. And I wonder if the Jarvan pick is because of the squishy support pick. We'll have to see how Soto prioritizes this game once again. He did prioritize top lane mostly last game, but he did get some ganks in bot lane as well.
Azir coming out for Knight of the Zed.
That's been one of his best picks, all split. That and the Vladimir. And interesting to see the Galio ban, because Azir is generally a good matchup into the Galio. You're going to have a pretty safe lane. You're going to be able to outscale, and you'll definitely be able to shred through him in the late game.
And that's something that, if I see It Sounds playing Galio, as good as he is, I'm happy for that. It's something that, like we said, it's more reactionary, so he's not going to be able to be, making his own plays.
Well, versus the Azir, it's the only thing that the matchup is bad for with the Azir is that he can't actually follow the Galio. because the Galio will already have dove their top laner before Azir can even react to it. So Sounds also played it in the semifinals against Desolate, or against Royal, and he smashed that game. He solo killed the enemy Corki 2 times. He like one-shot him with Leandri's. So that was probably just Kyutsu not respecting the Galio pick enough. But ooh, Rammus? No, okay.
Oh,
His
okay.
signature Kha'Zix pick.
Fizz here.
I would have
It sounds.
fuck it. Try to protect the Kog'Maw
Yep.
again with the Rammus.
Oh man, or the assassin matchup.
Tweet TF. Give us that TF.
There are so many picks that I'm a little worried for Night of the Zed right here. Because
There's a lot of things left that can still poop on Azir. And there's Anivia coming out.
bird on bird action.
So Polio's already kind of going down this same little path again, and they're almost walking themselves off a cliff with it, where they're taking this late game comp with the AD carry in the mid lane. However, Kha'Zix does give them a little bit more of a fighting chance in the early game. Kha'Zix probably the best duelist in the game in the jungle.
Yeah, and those nerfs didn't really affect him at all. He got more damage on his Q. And if you get fed, you're still going to be extremely strong. But the Ornn, rounding out the composition from IRL, very standard team composition. I was interested to see the Anivia pick just because the Azir can typically outrange all of Anivia's combos, but maybe I don't understand that matchup well enough. Oh, there's the Renekton.
Oh, baby.
Is Trier a mind reader?
Oh, baby. Our boy Speed. We've seen what happens before. We've seen it happen before.
Classic. A classic aggressive champion here.
Ornn going into Renekton. Ornn's not somebody who's unstoppable still. Renekton can stun him in the middle of his Bellows Breath to cancel it out.
And this is definitely a composition that is more telling of Polio Driftors' play style. You've got the aggressive top and jungler. You've got Azir on Night of the Zed, one of his signature picks, and you've got Lulu Kog'Maw, which is a bot lane that they have played quite a bit, but not quite a good grief champion. But it is one of his fallbacks if you want to play a ranged poke mid laner or support.
And I think they did
Both
address one of
taking
the things
Ignite,
that
too.
we had
Let's go.
talked about in terms of aggressiveness coming out of the jungle. I hope that we can see Kha'Zix make some plays to get lanes ahead and not just kind of react with Ivern and cross your fingers that you're not too far behind in the late game.
So last time we saw Renekton played in Prophecy Cup Finals, he went like 0-18. Kind of hoping that doesn't happen again. Yeah, last time we saw Renekton played in a Prophecy Cup Final. Last time we saw him played in Prophecy Cup period, I feel like. He got camped really hard.
Yeah, I don't think Eat Street ever gave the Renekton over to Speed, the last Renekton player, back in Season 2.
Shout out to Speed.
Didn't really
Still just
feel
shit.
like didn't want to deal with that.
Mhm. Now we're gonna see how they deal with it, because we've seen changes to top. We've seen changes. Renekton's somebody throughout the ages. Renekton's always the I want to win lane top lane. It really just depends on how hard you want to win it, because there's no really beating Renekton in lane unless you're just a horrible person to play Teemo. There's no beating him. That you can go even with him if he's like dog awful. But the biggest thing is how he turns his lead into the rest of the team. Like, is he going to get these kills? Let's say he gets 2 kills on Sankyoshi. Is he going to look to go down to the mid lane and get some on kills on It Sounds? Is he going to look to go in on Soto and fight Soto with Michael J. Fox? Is he going to TP bot? That's another thing. Is he taking the unsealed spellbook to help him play, eventually switch to the TP and play for the map? Or did he take Electrocute so he can continue to just ravish over his lane?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I would like to think that he took the spellbook here. And actually, stat guy telling me the only other Renekton game this entire season was by Mango Ray. He didn't have the most impressive score, 2, 3, and 6, but they did win that game, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And spellbook on the Renekton is interesting. I want to see people try Aftershock on him, because once you get that stun, you get that damage based off your bonus AD, as well as the big spike in resistances, so that might help his team fighting late game quite a bit. And Spellbook would be good, getting the extra CDR reduction. The Ignite will help him counter the aggression that Kiyoshi will bring with his Ignite, and so he should be able to win the 1v1 in that top lane.
Yeah, I think they have a big advantage there in the 2v2 also, with Kha'Zix Renekton against Jarvan.
It'll be interesting, but because there's so much CC from the side of IRL that if maybe like Michael J. Fox gets caught out by like an Ornn ultimate or a flag and drag, the chain can come through really easily. So I want to see how those 2v2s get played out if they do happen.
2v2s, 1v1s, 3v3s, and 5v5s. All things we're going to see. We're going to have to see how these solo lanes play out with these new refurbished picks. Polio Driftors taking a nice little breath of fresh air, drinking some spring water, using State Farm to keep them safe. Hopefully they can get themselves a much better second game. Keystone.
Yep, we are the State Farm analyst desk, clearly, from the background you can see there.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Actually, I have USAA for car insurance.
Okay.
I'm thinking about switching to State Farm.
Actually, I forget. I don't remember.
You just don't get in accidents enough for it to matter.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Have not been in an accident.
I actually feel I'm actually really curious on what State Farms, what their plans are. Like, do they have a code I can enter where I get like 5% off because I put like LOL or League of Legends?
LCS 25 or something?
Yeah, like I want to see if I save some money.
Do we get like a free, I don't know, insurance month for being on the desk?
Yeah.
Good advertising.
That's what I'm saying. That they should hit us up. That should be our next sponsor we get. We already have Into the AM, where you can get tons of free shirts and cool clothes. Well, not free shirts, but cool clothes and stuff, and 10% off with the code.
It's a bit of a reach, but yeah, we can try. We can try.
Come on, we can get State Farm. I want people. Polio Driftors. What if they drift too hard and ram into something?
Yeah, this year's winner gets 1 year of car insurance by State Farm.
I can't confirm that, but
with how young some people
on
it, dude. Okay, so when I first got my car last year, guess how much I was paying more on insurance than I was for car payments. I was paying $375 a month. I drive a 2013 Nissan Altima, so it's not like I'm driving something dangerous or outlandish. It's a pretty safe car, has airbags, rear camera and all that stuff. But I was paying $375. Can you imagine with
you're the target audience for insurance? They people that are paid the most are the younger males.
The younger males.
Yeah.
Neighborhood I lived in has a high crime rate, but it's just like, imagine some of the people here on Prophecy Cup, like 15, 16-year-olds, they're all going to want to drive Mustangs or something.
That was my first car, Manny, as a matter of fact.
A
Mustang? Shit. I like a Mustang.
Normal early games, like shenanigans going on. Could you imagine Polio Drifters if they put a Mustang logo on like the wheelchair instead of a flame?
Be funny.
That's free. That's advertising right there. We're advertising Ford. We need to hit them up too. We're talking about their cars. Be great.
The American dream, baby.
Mm-hmm. That's a big thing in the military. Like a lot of new soldiers, their first car, they always make a joke about, new soldiers going and getting Mustangs and things like that because so many kids, there's their first, job. They're making $800 every 2 weeks. It seems like a lot of money to them. They're like, you know what? I can afford a Mustang where I pay $700 a month. That's okay because I make that in 2 weeks. And they get like 20% like interest rate Mustangs. I kid you not. It's one of the funniest things. But here we are getting into game. Yeah, we not worth at all, but finally going to get into game. Let me lower down a little bit. Ready for some good Prophecy Cup games and the Bird War in the mid lane.
Yeah, Bird Wars. And both junglers starting at the blues and now moving to their red buffs. We'll have to see if Soda goes for those early ganks. The Lulu and the Kog'Maw will have to burn Flash if they got the Braum passive on him when the Jarvan comes. So that'll be quite a big CC chain. But once the Cog and Lulu get some levels, we'll definitely have, or should have, the advantage in the 2v2.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see how safe that they can play around knowing where Soto is with this Jarvan. Going for this creative route here, taking the blasting cone over, was not spotted by any wards. There's the Braum, but missed his Q. I think they spotted him. They should have seen him walk into the lane for a second there, so Polio should know. Michael J. Fox should be safe to farm this camp here.
Yeah, he knows that he can get a little bit of counter jungling in off of that.
Did Soto take his wolves, or did he just go and ward them?
Mm-hmm. Eddie.
Don't know.
He's going to check now, so it's looking like he did not take them.
Both junglers here, pretty even in the jungle pathing. Michael J. Fox will be one camp ahead. Oh, 342.
Mm-hmm.
So just press plus to get as far as possible.
Shout out to the follower, Triple H, subscribing to us. Very good.
Oh, thank you.
That adds money to pay for, Rimsky's tropical vacations.
Yeah,
they're always good.
There's corporate holiday parties that we have here, XD.
Also helps pay for, the script writers who are gonna bring Yeet Street back. Yeet Street winning back in season 4. It's kind of like how we had to have Goku die off.
Where's Yeet in season 3?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Script writers doing a terrible job. We're gonna get new ones next year.
Went through like three supports. Might play a little part
Jarvan
into
again.
it. Jarvan indeed. But he's gonna just recall. He doesn't really. The lane's too far pushed up. Edzy is down a level. Can't really look for anything down here. Up. They see him on the ward, and he's actually gonna go forward. Not get anything on the cog. No sums burned. Knight of the Zed though, good job in this mid lane on its sounds, keeping them pressured under tower. The biscuits having to get burned.
Yeah, nicely done there. And this Jarvan here looking for those gank spot, and not getting anything successful gank solve just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Braum has not hit a Q, which will make the ganks a lot easier for the Jarvan.
Trading, just slapping around. I'm curious at what point Sun Kyoshi switches to TP compared to Mango Ray switches to TP, because Mango Ray has kill potential a lot longer than Sun Kyoshi does, and he's also less effective, with his teleport plays than Sun Kyoshi. So at what point does because eventually he is going to have to switch solely to compete with Sun Kyoshi, but I'm curious when that point is. What do you feel like?
I think if they hit level 6, Mango Ray might try to put an all in, but here's Soto. He's going to come in, look in. I don't know if Mango Ray spotted him, but looks like he did. As Chef Puff taking a quick restart, having computer issues.
Yeah, he was trying to saute while he played, and it just didn't work out.
Things are looking a bit better here for Polio this early game.
Here we go. Just smacking around, having some fun here in the top lane. Sun Kyoshi decided to build himself a Glacial Shroud, which does help in terms of defense. Renekton still hasn't taken himself back. He's sitting on about 1,300 gold. Actually, in the bottom lane, they're looking to get aggressive on to Soto 1. Going in for this blue buff as soon as it respawns. And Michael J. Fox is going to be waiting in this push and catch him. Going to sink his claws in, get the slow, and he's going to force the flag and drag out. That's going to give him control over this blue buff.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox will have a huge advantage in this 1v1 in the jungle. Jarvan actually just getting nerfed this patch, losing 4 armor. That's pretty significant for these duels that Kog'Maw, that Kha'Zix and Jarvan will have. But here's the Call of the Forge God.
Call of the Forge God. Gonna catch Michael J. Fox as soon as he tries to jump up. Now he has no leap in first blood. He's gonna go down solo kill by Sun Kyoshi. And here we go. Knight of the Zed here to give some backup to his battle buddy. He's gonna help him make it out. And then he's gonna Shurima shuffle his way around. And that's just unfortunate that he died right there. Michael J. Fox was looking real good in that jungle. But, yeah. Ends up getting a little too aggressive.
Yeah, the Ornn there doing a lot of burst damage with that ignite and the ultimate, canceling his jump, not getting the chance to actually flash away. And yeah, Michael J. Fox face checking a Mountain God and does not get out of there alive. Michael J. Fox purchasing the Poacher's Dirk. He is not trolling like Yutsu on Royal Air would do. And he's going to look to counter jungle some more camps. And hopefully he'll try to get a snowball off here.
Yeah, gonna look to try and get himself as far ahead as he can. He's gonna be looking to go for the the frozen fist first item.
Yeah, that'll give him a lot better trading versus Renekton. A lot of CDR for his ultimate, as well as the mana for these trades. But here's Renekton. He might look for a 1-1 all in.
Gonna pop the ulti and has the ignite, forcing that flash out. Gonna slice him around. Gonna wait for him to come out, and his minions are gonna close around. Can't really do anything. Mango Ray picking up that solo kill right there, and great job from him holding on to the slice and then the dice for after Sun Kyoshi flashed. Able to stay on top of him.
Mango Ray making it look easy there.
So now they're even in terms of kills. The fact that he got his kill on his lane helps him gain an advantage because that's going to give him, the experience, the tower push. Sun Kyoshi isn't going to have the TP because he tried to, switch over. So he's going to have to walk back to lane. Let's give Mango Ray a lot of solo time to smack at this tower. Use that Tiamat on the tower or, on the minions. Knight of the Zed. Gonna ward. Soda 1 going to go force that flash. And they're going to get
Soda with the pressure there. And here's Daddy Nahor walking up with the shield, carrying that heavy door to the mid lane. Mango Ray looking for a roam down there.
Mm-hmm. Coming up on 9.5 minutes, coming up on 10. Bottom lane's been pretty much, we haven't even talked about them this game. They just continue to farm and do their thing.
Yeah, they're just farming right now. Edzy is going to have a bit of a CS lead here for the second game in a row. However, the Jarvan has been down there twice. Michael J. Fox really pressuring that top side of the map to not much success, as he did get killed by the Ornn once. Mango Ray with the kill under his sleeve. He's going to recall with 1,100 gold. And, or not, but he's going to look to snowball this lane really hard, as it seems like he is going to be their winning condition right now. But look at Jarvan making his third appearance in the bot lane.
Now, I don't know if you guys talked about this, but what do you think of Dark Harvest on Kha'Zix over Electrocute?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Honestly, I don't know enough about the difference between the two. I know Dark Harvest is like more of a scaling mastery, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is, but I don't know. I feel like the burst early game is so important on Kha'Zix.
Mm-hmm.
Edzy should have definitely ulted the Kog'Maw right there. That would have been a big CC chain there, and a lot of DPS would have been put on top of him. And I think that would have been a very, very favorable win there from IRL if Edzy decided to chain his ultimate with Braum's ultimate right there. Yeah, Dark Harvest, you'll get the extra damage from killing camps, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and it scales up for camps and champion kills.
Okay. See, I don't know for sure. I should do more research on that mastery.
That's bad, man.
Looks like he has 30 souls, so is that like, if you get more souls, you don't like lose your souls when you hit somebody with it, right?
You like get souls. I mean, I also am not super well read on this, but you get souls when you clear camps, and then it gives you kind of like a buff based on how many souls you have, and then that buff explodes when you do damage to a champion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think both of them are good. I've heard that Dark Harvest is definitely the better scaling mastery here. And there's the Varus ulti coming through.
Yeah, Varus ulti going to come through right here. Going to open up on the bottom lane. Kog'Maw trying to stay alive. The Lulu ulti, the perfect time on the stopwatch. Unfortunately, isn't going to do too much. While the shield comes through, he needs a little bit more in this Kog'Maw passive.
As he has the flash.
Down. Or the stopwatch. Oh my god, his wrist. I heard that splash right there for Edzy. Woo! Rolly going.
The power of the Braum pick does not matter how buff your Kog'Maw is. Braum still will block every single bit of damage for 3 seconds And the Lulu being a squishy champion is not going to allow the is not going to make a sustained trade work out for that Polio bot lane. A nice Braum pick here, winning a 2v2 really hard. An IRL bot lane saying that we get carried less hard on this team than you do.
2v2, 3v3 scenario starting to come in right here as they fight over this blue buff. It's going to end up going over to It Sounds. Its rightful owner. But nice play from Michael J. Fox and friends to try and get something going. Both mid laners actually have their blue buffs right now. Or did not, my bad. Neither Zed just has a lot of. He has the mana thingy. Mana flow band. Oh,
yeah, mana flow band. Pretty common for the Azir. Does have some issues with mana.
Ooh, he can actually. I did not know he could stream a shuffle through that Anivia wall. Interesting to see. It was a little delayed, it looked like, kind of.
As long as he doesn't hit you while you're dashing with the wall, you're safe to go over it.
It looked like that's what happened, but I don't know, man. I think with these new eyes, I can't tell when they're working or not sometimes. Bad. So bot lane, going back down, Kog'Maw's going to have his Rage Blade, going to enable him to do a lot more damage. But Varus also finishes his Rage Blade, and while he finishes that, the rest of his team's going to look to go towards this Ocean Dragon. They're getting this Ocean much sooner than they got the Cloud Dragon last game.
Yeah, and
the Water Dragon.
Sent to us by Steel. Both teams under 2 dragons per game, their average, even for the top team. So that's kind of been a consistent thing for them to not prioritize it too heavily.
And you were talking about the Braum. Braum, looking at his stats, has been influenced 35% of the pick bans, and we're seeing it influence the death of Lulu. Good grief! All that damage they put out onto him. Gonna go down.
And Daddy Nahor coming in before the series with a lot of trash talk against their bot lane. Oh, more fights happening, though.
Oh, here we go. Michael J. Fox going to get stunned up, and now he's on top of the ulti. Azir with the Shurima Shuffle pushes them back. He's going to allow Michael J. Fox to make it away, and now he's going to flash away, and he finds himself in a 1v3 scenario. The question is, can he get the outplays? He gets stunned. He's going to cleanse it. Jarvan coming with the Demacian dunk. Picks that up like a commando. And that's going to be another kill for It Sounds. Or excuse me, the first kill for It Sounds coming through clutch. Going to get him rolling in this.
That's another instance of Knight of the Zed might be the best teammate ever because he's willing to go in and die to save you.
Yeah. And Michael J. Fox jumping into an Anivia, he's thinking, oh, this Anivia has an Abyssal Scepter. He's not going to be able to one-shot me. And then, oh, wait, this Anivia is one-shot.
And Mega Ray just one-shot Soto.
One-shot Soto won on that Jarvan. Wow. But here's Sounds. Sounds about looking to get caught out here.
And good grief, almost got one shot. Another fight might be opening up with this TP right here. Sun Kyoshi coming down with the Forge God, gonna knock it forward after they kill the Lulu. That's gonna be a disengaged fight as Lulu goes down for a third death of the game.
That wall was sick.
Yeah.
Good grief, had the flash up, decided not to use it. It was pretty much dead no matter where he flashed.
Yeah.
But very impressive wall there. Very impressive showing here from all of IRL this series. Really surprising Polio here, I think.
Is the Anivia wall one of those things that's coded as a minion?
Oh, here comes bot lane. Bot lane dive.
Yeah, and Drowsy's gonna realize it has nothing to do but go for Ezzy, going bigger, going home. Picks up the kill right there. It Sounds on a killing spree as they trade that 1-for-1, but huge from right there. From really curious, that's why Ezzy didn't back off sooner.
Yeah, and actually, I think Daddy Nahor should have flashed to
hold up, wait a minute. We have Michael J. Fox going down too. The shield coming through just in time to keep him alive. His team is doing everything they can to keep him when they can. And while Michael J. Fox gets taken low and forced to back, that's going to allow a second tower to get picked up for the side of IRL Sluts.
Somehow at this point, Michael J. Fox is a little bit ahead of Jarvan in experience, but he's really spent a lot of the game kind of jumping away and flashing away and getting people walled away.
This is actually starting to give me flashbacks to our first season playoffs.
Yeah, tell us about that season 1 playoff final, Puff.
So season 1 finals, Puff can talk about this as well since he played in the game. They played against a team by the name of Miley Tame Manatees. Puff, who is it? Who was the top laner? I remember Blake was your jungler. Mid laner was Jenka. AD carry Steel. You were support.
Phoenix.
Phoenix was the top laner.
Yeah, the legend himself.
And, everyone had MTM as the favorites going into it because MTM hadn't dropped a game. And then when the problem was MTM gets to finals, they've always relied on this interesting strategy. They relied on an interesting strategy with their mid laner who played you. Their mid laner played a lot of Aurelion Sol and Vel'Koz. This time it's, the Azir. The pretty, good late game champions that do a lot of damage. People don't really know how to play against them because of how their damage works champions. And the other team.
He made the mistake of trash talking me before the finals,
Oh.
And the way it went was they got smashed the first game, and then they just they hadn't lost all season, just like Polio. And now they find themselves where their strategy hasn't worked all season. That worked all season isn't working, so they don't know what to do. Like, they're getting engaged upon right here, and they're not really sure. Drowsy's going to get the kiting back, getting knocked up repeatedly, going to go down. Good Grief trying to get away. He's going to follow suit as well. Mango Ray trying to slice and dice. You have exhaust on you, buddy. You're not doing too much. Interior Crocodile Alligator is not what you need to be doing. And only Michael J. Fox, who didn't even decide to get involved in, what's it called? And Michael J. Fox and neither Zed going to make it out. Soda's deciding to go forward, take away that camp. And they're just going to keep pushing in the mid lane, no contest.
That's another play that happens because of the vision deficit that Polio Driftors has had. Like, they didn't see that engage. It came from, 3 different directions and just completely in the dark.
Again, the ward score for Soto, 42.
Yeah, I think that also has to do with the I believe he has zombie words and Poro words with his domination tree investment there in those runes.
Zombie words don't even count towards your vision score in their.
Oh, really?
No, my bad. They do. They just don't count towards your ward total.
Oh, okay.
But still, they're still just not able to do so much for his team. Look at that. Renekton has 9 to the second power in terms of ward score. That's a really bad UI bug.
First power.
Feels bad, man.
Just 9.
Tried to hit my boy Trey up with one of his, math puns. But still, he only has 9 ward score. He's placed virtually nothing. And then if we look at so if we look down the lineup, let's say he's even with his top laner. That's fine. We look at supports, not too big of a difference. Look at AD carries. Our boy Drowsy's actually ahead. Mid lane, same thing. But when we have a 26 score disparity between junglers, they're picking up this Infernal, which is pretty good. The question is, can they make it away cleanly? Flash coming out, and now it sounds gonna. Oh my god! And now Knight of the Zed's kiting back before I can even talk about pushing them into the wall. Michael J. Fox is gonna sink his paws in. It sounds is gonna go down and make it out barely. He still has the Anivia egg. Michael J. Fox splashing over the wall. Soda coming with the flag. Drowsy tried to pop the thing. Demacia's going to end up coming in right here. Or he doesn't even need it. Drowsy is trying to kite back. Can't do anything. It sounds going to come in with the Arcane Comet, spamming the emotes. And he's going to make it away pretty cleanly. As they get that 4-for-0 right there. Insane fight on the bottom side.
Oh, Lord. These team fights here. You go ahead. You there, Po?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. I just said a little BM dancing. I was
okay. Yeah, Soto there with his fancy feet, but these team fights here from Polio, not setting up properly, and they have no front line at all. Like, these engages are so easy for IRL to pull off, and they're really just not being respected by Polio at all.
Yeah, they keep trying to, poke at these counter engages, and they're not focusing on the right targets. Like, they let Good Grief needs to have his team needs to be it's kind of weird that you have to say you need to build shields for the support, but honestly, Lulu is really what allows this Kog'Maw to excel. And when Lulu goes down, Kog'Maw's stock value for the team substantially drops.
Yeah, no tank support either, no tank jungler, and your basically your tankiest member is Renekton, which really is not a tank at all. So this is quite difficult for Polio to get out of this rut here.
It's a really interesting comp because the 2 top side members are really early game focused, and then the bottom side members are so late game focused. They really are just kind of lacking in sort of mid game. Can they pop the plant before he does? Gonna send Mango Ray, and now they're gonna try and get a kill right here, open it up, but the TP is gonna come through for Sun Kyoshi, open up on the backside. Demacia coming in as Mango Ray is gonna follow Sun Kyoshi over the wall. And they're gonna start up this Baron with those 2 people down. And they just can't do anything at all on the side of Polio. They're going to try and get a tower on the bottom side. But at the end of the day, this Baron at 22 minutes is going to put a commanding advantage in favor of Soda 1 and friends.
Yeah, Polio are just tunneling really hard on these small kills. They just really want to get back into this game somehow, but it keeps costing them even more. And 22 minutes, we're seeing a Baron from IRL, and this is looking like an even harder stomp than game one. Actually, just crazy hard stomp. But Drowsy's by himself here.
There's no TP though on it sounds, but he's gonna speed forward. Orn's gonna look to do Orn things, and he just does so much damage. Might be able to kill him outright, taking virtually nothing, trying to kite around. No lifesteal means he gets solo killed, and while he's dead, they're just gonna keep going. That takes the 99% chance that they didn't engage a fight and makes it 100% chance they don't fight. So they just get a tower.
Oh, Michael J. Fox looking for some kills here, but Braum is
a little ambitious.
Here we go, knockup coming in. Michael J. Fox is going to be the first person to go down. Here we go, Mango Ray trying to kite away with the rest of the team. Knight of the Zed just doesn't have enough damage. Braum going to go forward, dash, send out those soldiers. Or excuse me, Braum's not sending out the soldiers. Knight of the Zed calling back his soldiers, rather, in a defensive move, but they're still down 13k gold. So they're able to get away and stop the bleeding on that fight, but they're still missing an arm.
Yeah, Polio were just so far behind with this early game top side of the map. Isn't really any front line to just to keep their back line alive with this Kog'Maw and the Azir here. There's already a death cap on Sounds.
So Anivia just gonna look to. Gosh, what is her E damage at right now? Her E is looking at. It's 150 times 2. Hey Siri.
It's gonna be roughly like 750 damage if it hits hit by the Glacial Storm.
What's one? Fuck. We're gonna have her do this math on stream.
So 150 plus a 228, and then you double that.
Yeah, you're the math major. Come on.
That's 378 times 2.
It'll just about one shot Lulu. I mean, not quite, but
plus 10% bonus damage because of his Abyssal Mask.
Yeah,
and the magic pen he has. Like, this is insane.
Look at the Kog'Maw getting just completely burst down by the Forge God with the, I believe, one skill from the Anivia.
Mm-hmm. Gonna force Kog'Maw back, and that's gonna allow them to pick him an in-hit here at 25 minutes. It's starting to look grimmer and grimmer, especially as Soto dashes forward and looks for that fight, forces everybody to back off. And they just, I don't know if they have the time that they need for this game.
No, not at all. This game is gonna be over shortly, it looks like. There's really no way for Polio to actually stop this from happening.
I'm not sure how many members of IRLS would have to disconnect for them to win a fight.
You need a miracle on the
At least
Rift.
3. I think 3. I think Onivia and Varus might be able to 2v5.
Michael's just going to go on a wild, chase with his boy Soda 1. They're going to stop chasing him, actually. Smart decision. And they're going to just wait for this wave to push up top and let the wave push in mid. Bots pushing in their favor as well. They have no problem just standing around here, trading blows. Like, waves get cleared off. Bottom wave. Okay, so...
Baron buff is gone, though.
Baron buff is gone, but what can they do to stop the bleeding, gentlemen? What can they do? Because this tower's going down quicker and quicker. Azir's doing absolutely nothing to these guys. Lulu's going to go down. This fight might be what they need. Pushing 4 people in. Going huge. And now Michael J. Fox comes on the backside. Sun Kyoshi going on a Drowsy. Drowsy's going to get 2 kills. This might be exactly what they needed. It is. Oh, my God.
Look at that Sarima shuffle there from Knight of Zed, ulting all 5 members into the tower.
What?
And a clean ace with only 1 death.
Oh my God.
Comeback?
That is humongous.
Knight of the Zed on the Azir.
Insane play. I was about to say there's nothing they could do to win a fight, and then he pulled that off.
He goes for the manliest play I've ever seen. That's going to be my replay for this game. What is that, like 26 even? He goes for the Sarima shuffle, pushes everybody in, and they just weren't expecting it. Like, Drowsy was far enough back that they all get pushed in. They were all at about 3/4 to full health. Mango Ray came in after they scared Mango Ray off, and they thought he was just irrelevant. He ends up coming in from a side, kills off Daddy Nahor, which means Ezzy doesn't have anybody to peel for him. The 2 tanks are trying to awkwardly go on a Kog'Maw, but, like, Kog'Maw actually does a decent amount of damage at this point, and he does damage to the both of them. And they're able to pick up that fight. They're going to lose this dragon right here, but the gold gap goes from 13,000 down to now 8,000.
And that might just be the morale boost as well. That might just get Polio right back into the series here.
Mm-hmm. That is humongous. They
We'll
still have a lot of work to do.
Michael J.
it's
Fox
all
is
work.
very deep right now.
Yeah.
He's going deeper too. He's not done.
He's looking.
Wow.
I'm
What did he even
thankfully
get from that?
Thankfully, his team just loses vision off of that. But yeah, that's not the place to be. Orange on the top side, 4-1 getting put together right here. And they're
Let's see him do it again.
Oh, he already shifted backwards. Not happening, garbage. No, but they're going to look to go onto this tower. Mango Ray going to get to, slicing onto these minions. He's really he does a lot of damage, but he has pretty much only health to keep him alive. Which isn't exactly, what you want to be building. You do need those resistances for the health to matter.
IRLS showing a little more respect there, too.
Yeah, and Polio posturing more aggressively. They got some confidence back from that play from Night of the Zed.
Mm-hmm. Lulu does have
Ardent very
Sensor.
far back. Yeah, Ardent Sensor. That's a very huge item here, giving that Kog'Maw a huge boost. Yes.
Kind of pretty much all at this point. That's all she needs. Just kind of press that button, and you're good.
She has to just worry about keeping herself alive too. She doesn't have to worry about poking people. All she's got to do is make sure that the carries here, Night of the Zed and Drowsy, stay alive and deal as much damage as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that if you're dead. So
Yeah, just press E on one of them, W on the other, and R on the first person that goes low. Congratulations, you just did your job as Lulu in team fights. And actually, it's lit. I mean, that's basically all she has to do now that she has the Ardent Sensor finished. I know.
The team come from IRL, they don't have extremely long reach. Yeah, they have the Ornn ultimate, and they have, Jarvan combo, but the carries, the Varus and the Anivia can't actually
Oh wow. Knock up on the
fight.
Drowsy. He's going to be the person caught out by this, and he's going to go down. Now it just comes down to Night of the Zed over the wall looking for this fight. Drowsy going down. Really unfortunate. I'm really surprised they didn't body block that for him.
I think it's locked.
Yeah, but who can really body block for anybody? They're all so squishy. It's not a good situation.
You still don't want to have your AD die of all people, because now you lose the Baron because you can't fight back. Sun Kyoshi's on them off, and you're back in the same scenario you were in 8 minutes ago.
And
Yeah, a bit sad. That one play from Night of the Zed looking like it's not gonna get them back in it.
Night of the Zed needs to come up big again.
here
or
we go
maybe
at the scene of the crime.
Round 2?
Kappa. If this happens again, I'm dropping 100 for prize pool. If he can do this again, quote me on this. If he does this again, I'm adding another 100 to prize pool. I don't care, because it's not
All right,
happening.
we're listening. Keeping our eyes out here for you, Manny.
Michael J. Fox doing a lot of damage on the Ezzy. They're going to finally look for another fight. Here we go. It's popping off. Kog'Maw's going to have the Force Guard knock him and the other person up. Soto's going on the back line, forcing that flash out of the support. And he's just over the wall doing a lot of damage, and he's still at full health. These people are going so low, but he can't get the kills.
Oh, man. Drowsy just barely out of range to kill a bunch of people here. And IRL have 2 Ocean Dragons, so they're going to be able to sustain up from this.
My wallet got scared for a second.
Spared today, though, Manny. Spared today.
Today. Gonna take down another inhib, or first an inhib. They're gonna quickly road up, get the top inhib as well. So 2 waves of supers pushing in. Gonna just put so much more pressure on this team. And I guess, the waves coming crashing into you is a good thing in a team that's so late game, but there's only but so much it can give you, right? Eventually,
Yeah.
this is still them scaling up, and they're getting stronger and stronger.
And that fight started with Kha'Zix getting a perfect combo off on Edzy, and not even really that close to killing him.
Yeah, only doing about half of his health bar with the Warrior, the Duskblade, and the Last Whisper. Just so far behind right now. Level 13 Kha'Zix versus level 16 Varus. So it's just unlucky. And then Mango
Yeah.
flashing after him too, trying to get that kill, but the Braum comes in, blocks all of the damage, and it gets swept.
I really like getting tenacity boots on assassins like the Kassadin against teams like this because the CC, if you get, did I say Kassadin? I think I meant to say Kha'Zix.
Kassadin.
Yeah, Kha'Zix. I really like getting the tenacity boots because you really cannot afford to have Daddy Nuhor and It Sounds crowd controlling you or Sun Kyoshi not clapping his hands onto you and putting brittle, especially with the brittle effect. You really need to be able to one-shot somebody and then quickly jump out.
Yeah, even something as little as a QSS could go a long way
It's a good other
for
good item.
surviving these just couple CCs that IRL has.
Mm-hmm.
Rip Chef Puff once again.
Chef Puff.
Michael J. Fox looking for the flank, but
Too
not gonna
hot
get
in the
it.
kitchen.
Yeah. Too
Another
many
in.
cooks.
Another inhib going down, or excuse me, another tower going down. Now they're going to go on to Michael J. Fox as he leaps away to the inhibit E, and then the Comet trying to do damage. Azir's going to get caught all the way. Here we go, the Forge God. This is their opportunity to engage. Azir flashing around, trying to get out of the way, going to push everybody away as he does his best to stay alive. It Sounds goes down. Drowsy's under the tower, trying to go huge right here, first team, but there's just too much damage and not enough tanks to keep them alive. They're getting this inhib. Azir goes down, Kog'Maw goes down, and this now just leaves everything on the side of a crocodile and a bug. And the question is, are they going to get swashed in the outback that is their base? The inhib's going to go down, the third one of the game. They're coming close. They're tasting the second game victory. Mango Ray slices and dices in, immediately gets destroyed before he even pops the ulti. What's going on with that health bar right there? Revives, and they're just going to smash him in again. Michael J. Jocks leaps in the base, and as he looks at everything crumbled around him, he can only think what went wrong as he dies on the fountain. It Sounds going to get that final kill, and that's going to be the 2-0 up for our boys, Polio IRL Sluts. They're one game away from being our Season 3 champions of Prophecy Cup.
And they took a 2-0 lead, and they're beating the number 1 seed of the tournament right now, 2-0 in a best of 5.
Again,
this is quite surprising. 27 kills to 8. Wow, one more game for IRL, and they are 3 champs.
Mm-hmm. Season 3 champs, and you know I'm gonna get memed whenever you do a post game. I already know it's happening. They're gonna meme the fuck out of me. In my defense, though, they were a middle of the pack team when I made that meme. When I said that, so you can't all of a sudden climb to and be like, "Oh, what about this time you called them middle of the pack?" You were middle of the pack of the team. You like it's great they turn around. I'm really happy they're doing this. Like they're playing insanely well. Soda won with his vision control. It Sounds in the mid lane just like capitalized. It Sounds just making Knight of the Zed look like he's a gold mid laner or something. Like he's really outdoing him in these terms of these lane matchups. Not really in terms of the lane matchups, but how he plays the mid and late game, I should say.
Yeah, and even the bot lane from IRL is really just outperforming the bot lane of Polio. And both of these bot lanes at the beginning of this playoff run were considered to be the weakest link to both of these teams, but IRL Sluts bot lane getting a double kill on top of Polio, just showing that IRL Sluts have come better today, looking to go for a sweep here.
Mm-hmm. And here we go. It's going to take a lot of magic to turn this around. I don't have a problem with being here till midnight because I don't have work tomorrow, but like, don't know if it can happen. It's gonna be tough, but anything's possible. If they sub in high right now, they might be able to do it. I really like how big my chest is on the desk. Who am I supposed to be? I don't even know.
You are, that's Dash, right?
Yeah, that's Dash because he always stands off to there. Dash,
course,
dang, Dash got them gains.
You got Chef Puff, the Jet face, the Jet suit. And that's me in the middle there, impersonating Mark Z, of course.
Stolen Valor.
Now let's play the blame game here. All right, Manny.
Okay.
So if we want to blame one person here for this 2-0 deficit, who would we blame? Who is mostly at fault here?
Whoever's doing pick and ban and having Drowsy play Kog'Maw. whoever's decision is to have him play Kog'Maw. Like, honestly, it's between him and our boy Good Grief, because, like, Drowsy playing Kog'Maw it didn't work out the first game. It didn't work out the second game. Your team comp, you've seen how IRL play. They explode in the mid game, and you're not able to get your Kog'Maw isn't strong enough by the mid game because he's weaker at laning with that champion than the lane. He's weaker at laning than the laning champions that IRL are picking. So he's not able to get to his mid game pop off, and the other team just pops off harder than you anyway due to how they play the game. So you need to pick something that either A, pops off in the early game, B, has a more innate, has a strong enough mid game spike that they can actually compete with the side of IRL, or C, lose the third game. Those are his options.
Yeah, I want to look at my boy Good Grief, or as we might want to call him Good Griefing, because he's really cost his team heavily in these two games.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see him in this third game. I want to see him pick an aggressive support champion. I want to see him pick Alistair, Leona, Nami. I want to see him make some plays outside of lane. I want to see these guys get their synergy, be coordinated, make tons of plays that most teams are just unable to react to. And that is the Polio Driftors way, and Good Grief not showing up. Michael J. Fox having a rough game too with his jungle performance.
I can see his
having a hard time to come back, but also IRL Sluts playing out of their minds, playing really coordinated, making all the right moves, and really deserving to be up 2-0 right now.
My love.
I'm just waiting here for looks like Daddy Nahor to get to the lobby here. I don't see any chat in this lobby, but are we ready?
Looks like we need to have a Prophecy Cup halftime show next season. For season 4, it's happening. We're gonna go live. We're gonna have the winners of that season's karaoke. T-Crank, no?
What's up?
I was saying season 4, we're gonna have a halftime show, and we're gonna have the winner of karaoke give us a nice performance.
Would that be you, Manny?
Nah, man, nobody votes for me. No one ever voted for me in karaoke. They always voted for Fizzy.
Okay, we gotta get Javante. We gotta sign him with that contract.
I tried to hit these kids with some culture, singing the Frank Sinatra,
yeah, they don't appreciate it.
The Little Richard, and then sometimes I even tried to get it. I even tried to bring it up to their times and do the Cardi B for them, but it just didn't work.
How do you reach these kids? We'll never know, Manny.
By eating Tide Pods. If there's one person out of the 10 people in here, who do you think eats Tide Pods?
Who would eat a Tide Pod in Prophecy Cup?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Out of everybody.
Out of just these two teams right here.
Oh, let's see. Mango Ray seems like a pretty adventurous dude. I could see him eating a Tide Pod. Maybe Kiyoshi, because he's young enough. He might,
Yeah.
Maybe think it's funny.
XD.
Might not worry about the consequences. Hopefully Daddy Nahor's brother will stop doing that.
Somebody brought up a good point, and they explained how the whole Tide Pod thing became a thing to me. And it kind of, it doesn't justify it, but it made sense. So basically, Tide first unveiled Tide Pods in 2012. If anybody wants to, cross-reference this, Tide Pod consumption. God damn it! I hate that when you type in fucking. I like when you type in Tide Pod, the first thing that comes up is a Wikipedia article on the consumption of Tide Pod. Yeah, they first became a thing in February 2012, and kids that were like 6 or 7 when those first came out are now 6 years later, like 12, 13. And when the internet's a thing, you can join people across borders. So you talk about the things you have in common, because I don't know what it's like growing up in Maine, considering I grew up in Maryland, and people in California don't know what it's like growing up in Maryland. So one thing we can talk about is, hey, you remember those Tide Pod things from when we were little kids? Yeah, what about those Tide Pod things? Those really looked like candy, didn't they? Yeah. Didn't you guys try to eat them? Yeah, LOL. I tried to eat them too, XD.
What?
That's basically like that's the way it is. So it's kind of like,
Oh hell no!
like what was the it thing? I don't know how old you're, like NSYNC or whatever it was. And then think about like NSYNC, and then when you get older, you know, people will be listening to NSYNC music and kind of be like, oh yeah, I remember when I was in middle school, I had one of their cassette tapes, blah 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 blah. And you guys talk about it instead of NSYNC. They talk about, you know, the whole how they thought Tide Pods looked like candy. Except, and then, you know, eventually someone just takes the joke too far, and they're like, because a lot of the first Tide Pod videos I saw were people pretending to eat them, and then they would cut the video or whatever.
Yeah, I saw a video of a girl pretending to like she put like something like just a like Arm and Hammer baking soda. She pretended to sniff some of that, but she didn't actually sniff it. But people went crazy. But here we go, game 3. Starting off here.
If any of your kids eat Tide, if any of your like little brothers or anything like that eat Tide Pods, you should probably disown them. Just saying.
I'm just gonna go next. I'll let you interpret what that means.
Eating Tide Pods.
No, if I catch any of my kids eating a Tide Pod, I'm just gonna, you know, have to get a new kid.
Yeah.
Just hit the reset button.
Your kids reset button needs to be hit here for Drowsy and friends on the side of Polio.
Yeah.
They're back on blue side, but they're down 0-2. Their palms are probably sweaty. I don't know if their knees are weak. They probably have bad ones, but their arms are definitely heavy too.
And we're seeing similar bans coming through for both teams. We'll have to see another adjustment here from Polio because they made a similar adjustment. They made a decent adjustment to game 2. However, the lack of front line there was very difficult for the backline to deal with because Jarvan could engage so easily onto this Kog'Maw.
And then here we go. We're gonna have bans come out at Night of the Zed and Mango Ray, the two carries of the team, just shutting them down. And this finally Drowsy not playing the Kog'Maw.
I like the Varus steal here, a champion that is very reliable. Ooh, the Caitlyn. I think Caitlyn this patch is pretty decent with paired with a lane bully support. It makes the lane very difficult for for their opponents. And the Morgana here, tons of crowd control. And really nice adaptation here. Looks like IRL are really one step ahead of Polio.
Yeah, definitely. And now here it goes, boys. Picking bands, changing up the Morgana. Daddy Nahir probably one of his, signature picks, the Morgana that we see him playing right here. Paired with Caitlyn, allows Caitlyn to play so aggressive in lane because she doesn't have to worry about this Alistar that's getting picked right here. Caitlyn won't have to worry about getting engaged upon as she walks forward and uses her range advantage on Varus.
Yeah, there is the Morgana. However, if Alistar does get enough points into the headbutt, that will be able to break the black shield. And ooh, a Jax. So this could be a Jax jungle or a Jax top. And they are going to hide that flex for now. However, Sejuani, one of the best junglers in the game, will be picked up by Soto 1.
She did take, some smacks from the nerf bat, nerfing her cooldown substantially in the early game.
But it was like a wiffle ball bat. It was not a very hard bat. It wasn't like the Kog'Maw change where you're, like a wooden bat.
Mm-hmm.
But the Zoe changes was like a whiff of air. Like kind of a joke of a nerf, honestly.
So who do you think got like a metal bat nerf then?
Nobody this patch yet, but I hope Gangplank gets one of those soon.
Come on, leave my boy
right now.
Gangplank.
Gangplank is just too overpowered this patch. Basically the whole season. Ever since Kleptomancy came out. And ooh, a jungle ban from IRL. They're thinking that this is a Jax top, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
IRL gonna look to counterpick their top laner here, or counterpick their mid laner Orin is just a really safe pick. Something that Kiyoshi will always play if it's open. Extremely strong team fighter. Good early laner. Really covers up Kiyoshi's weaknesses. Being the lowest elo player in this match.
I mean, Ornn, pretty much any player of any rank can play Ornn. I don't know if you remember when we did Council versus Plebs and I played Ornn. Like that champion, I got a solo kill. Like that champion is made for you to win games on.
Yeah, and 70% pick banned on IRL's team this whole season. And oh my goodness, we're seeing a Kindred here in Game 3. Polio breaking out all of the stops.
This is a lot of damage. And this is a lot of damage.
Oh man, so the Talia is a good blind pick mid laner here. There is no Kassadin. But oh, this is one of Sounds' most played picks.
Oh my god, him
LeBlanc.
getting LeBlanc, I want to say, is at an 85% pick ban ratio for the side of IRL, if I remember correctly.
Been banned a lot versus this team.
Not something,
With Syndra.
85. It's been banned in
Yes.
70% of their games.
Yep, quite nuts. However, this Polio comp, there are a lot of tanks, and Kindred is pretty good at dealing with tanks in team fights. The ultimate will prevent LeBlanc from one-shotting somebody, so that's good. The Telia has a knockup, which can be the LeBlanc teleport back to her clone or wherever she jumped last. She can predict that, and Telia can burst down the LeBlanc. Quite hard to punish her. But this bot lane matchup will be rough for Polio, and we'll have to see what Michael J. Fox tries to do here to alleviate that pressure.
Yikes. Kendrick not exactly the strongest ganker either, especially against the little CC, like the CC that's already in the lane is going to be pretty well fought off by the Morgana spell shield, and then they just have the range and the binding that they can keep Kindred back pretty well, so she's going to have to time her ganks in between the Morgana binding and spell shield. Maybe have like Alistar go for a little trade, and then she walks in that like 10-15 second gap.
Yeah, there's going to be a critical point in the lane where if Polio, Drifters, if Drowsy and Good Grief are too low, then that lane is going to be very hard to gank, and that bot lane tower is probably going to go down at like 8 or 9 minutes, and that's just going to snowball really hard. So Polio has to make sure they don't get choked out by this Caitlyn Morgana bot lane here.
Just looking at more stats on this LeBlanc, in the 3 games he's
Starting
played
barrier. What? Yeah, go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, okay, we're just not going to talk about that because that's just going to hurt my brain. That's going to hurt my brain to talk about. But in the 3 games he's played LeBlanc, he's gotten 26 kills.
It's not bad. It's higher than his average of 8.9.
That puts him at 8.666666667. The only thing he actually has more kills on in the same amount of games is Fizz.
Yep.
Who has 11 kills on, average 11 kills. And he has more deaths on Fizz, though.
Okay. Yep, it's crunch time now for Polio. Are they going to come back, pull the reverse sweep, or are IRL going to sweep the #1 team in playoffs and win Season 3?
Hey, man, anything's possible if you believe in magic in a young girl's heart.
I got to get a drink real quick. My throat is going to break.
Okay. That's fine. So we haven't seen Stinge picked again for Kyoshi, but fun fact, in 7 games, he still has not lost a game.
Yeah.
He is undefeated on that Singe for Season 3. Kind of pretty good, I'd like to say, you know. As much as him and I may butt heads, you know, great guy. Good playing of that champion. Really knows how to tilt people off the earth. Two 1-7 his average KDA. Great guy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. All right, guys. On this, I need some people to throw me out somebody. If anybody hears the whole refer a friend program going with their insurance, let me know because I do have to get a new insurance policy next month. And despite being sponsored by State Farm, if we can do a refer a friend and do this the smart way, I'm down.
And we are loading into game 3 here. Polio and IRL. I hope everybody in Prophecy Cups had a good week. Been in bed most of the week with bronchitis. Biggest flu and illness season of past 20 years or so.
Yeah, it's been the flu shot was very ineffective this year. Apparently.
Yep, just about 10% effective. Pretty concerning.
You can stop being pussies. This is how we grow strong as a species. I don't know. It's interesting when things like that happen, like the flu shot not working. Because, we're not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about flu shots because I'm not a doctor. And I'm probably about to just talk out my ass with stuff I read off of Reddit.
Just lots of new strains of the flu this year, and very dangerous ones. Sometimes will adapt to the vaccine, so.
See, that's why you just don't vaccinate. Let me not trigger
Let's not get political here.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Don't get the chat. Somebody, no, we're not going to talk about Larry Nassar.
Let's look at these keystones. Jax has taken the grasp. It's pretty good. Will have some good scaling, extra health in the late game. Both junglers have taken the fleet footwork. Not too surprising. I think Kindred, I actually don't know what Kindred normally takes, but fleet footwork is good. Extra chasing power, extra sustain in the jungle. And nothing out of the ordinary in the bottom lane.
Pretty interesting. Mango Ray, grasping on. I kind of like, press the attack or even electrocute more on Jax. Unless you're going for like some sort of tanky build.
Yeah, especially because you're dueling a tank 1v1, press the attack is pretty effective at that. IRL looking for this invade here.
So the binding out.
Oh.
And that's the invade gone.
That binding was really close to hitting, and that would have probably killed Drowsy.
I would have liked to. He could have flash binding him. Like a man.
Was very, very close.
But, they're just going to take that, the early vision information. Not too many. I don't think any wards were put down for either team. So going to continue with normal jungle pass. Sejuani going to look to start. Going to take the long way around. I really like this. Going the back way just in case there are any wards that got put down. And it allows you to go to a red buff.
Extremely intelligent player. Knows that while they're all bot, they could have potentially snuck a ward in the Wraith camp area. So you take a super long path around to avoid getting spotted. We haven't really seen Michael J. Fox on the Kindred at all this entire split. Wonder how many games he's actually played. I want to say he's picked it maybe once at the most. Can't really tell what champions they're successful on or not because they just won every game. But Morgana here, pretty poor binding in between the two champions there.
In this early game, just pretty going a little. We're already seeing the Caitlyn, as you mentioned, starting to take advantage over Drowsy. They can't really do too much in the early game. Just good grief in them don't have enough ability to fight back. Daddy Nohor with this binding presence gives him a lot more lane presence.
And I like Polio bot lane not conceding the push immediately in this lane. Morgana missing the bindings really allowed Polio to get the pressure on. And once Nahor gets the pool, the Sanguine pool, probably not the Sanguine pool, the Tormented Soil, She'll probably start using that to push the lane and shoving them under the turret because you don't want to let the Alistair roam free, really.
Bringing that pole in, smacking down. And they're just going to get the train up
here.
there.
Here comes a 2v2 mid, potentially.
2v2 indeed. Junglers and mid laners involved. Sejuani going to charge forward and just take some damage
There
here.
he
Can
goes.
actually have her flash forced out. Going forward. Michael J. Fox picking up that kill right here. And it sounds not able to do too much on the battle back. So he's going to lose his jungler, and double buffs getting over to Talia is huge.
And there's the aggressive play we like to see from Polio. Soto won, walking mid lane, but Michael J. Fox is there, and Michael J. Fox on the Kindred can easily duel this Sejuani here. That's overextended. And giving the double buffs to Talia, but nice trades top as well from Mango.
Polio, what if this is where Polio starts to come back?
Yeah, this might be the game. And ooh, missing the combo there, but the black shield comes through anyways. Nahor, or Good Grief, just checking, seeing if Nahor is awake.
Yeah. I mean, if you got shot in the head, I'm pretty sure you're not awake. At that point, you're just dead. If you got shot in the head in real life.
Yeah. Oh, looking Soto. Soto's looking for a gank here.
Yeah.
Soto has no flash, and oh man, nice.
Ooh, good
nice
job
dodge.
splitting the binding, and now they're actually going to go aggressive, but Good Grief doesn't have much mana after this.
Mango Ray.
Soto can time this binding. Mango Ray TPing in, looking for the play right here. He's going to go with his E charged up and going to Caitlyn, actually going to miss, going to get hit with the binding as well, and they're going to drop the ignite. He flashes onto a trap. More and more headshots. Sejuani gets the permafrost. Daddy Nahor picks that kill up, and now the heal come down. LeBlanc roamed all the way down. Talia coming down is late on the follow-up. The double kill going to come through for LeBlanc, and these double buffs can't do too much for her. She's going to try and throw rocks, but it's not going to rock out.
That is just a catastrophe. Mango Ray flashing onto a trap, and they should have communicated there that Soto had no flash. They should have just jumped on top of him instead of going for the Caitlyn with the flash. That would have prevented a lot of those troubles right there. And then Drowsy not flashing the last binding there, causing 3 kills to go to the side of IRL. 2 of them going to Sounds on the LeBlanc. That is crucial. But here we see Michael J. Fox, the top
lane.
lane.
Trying to Kiyoshi. He actually doesn't have mana. Going to use the last of it to E away. Force his flash out as well. So good job here on the early game from him. But unfortunate what happened there in the bottom lane. It's going to give Sounds definitely some more gold. Going to put Tally. But Tally's in a good position as well to fight back. She did roam late and wasn't able to, capitalize. But she still plays relatively safe into LeBlanc. She can still trade with her just as hard as LeBlanc's able to trade back. Like, not like she's a weak
laner. 6 though. Oh, and misses the chain, so that saves Meta Zed's health bar quite a bit. Yeah, you really see a mistake there like that from Mango Ray. The solid foundation of Polio, basically.
Yeah, another thing too, I don't think Caitlyn ended up getting like 3 headshots in a row because he was on one trap, flashed onto another trap, and then Caitlyn was in a bush auto-attacking, so she built up traps or headshot procs faster.
Yeah, so much extra damage there from the headshots.
It's just not something you want to deal with, kiddos.
Yeah, the idea there from Polio was good, but the execution there is quite poor.
Yeah. Like you said, they really should have tried to go on to Soto, take advantage of the fact he doesn't have flash, because now you burn out some of those on bottom side. But now your Caitlyn has a BF sword compared to the Caitlyn has a BF sword compared to your Varus's recurve bow.
Yeah, now this Jax is even down at EXP. Forge God comes through, but whiffs. But Soto's right there.
And he's going to walk back up and immediately get knocked up. Arctic Assault coming through. Going to get this quick stun right there. And they're going to hold him in place nice and long for Soto to pick that up.
And that's a tilter because he was just spam pinging like, what is this guy doing? Why did he just ult me right there? And then he walks into a Sejuani and then gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bit tragic for Mango. I think this bot lane, though, from Polio can win a 2v2 right here. There's no summoners up. On to IRL. Michael J. Fox. Oh, it sounds as cheese in here in that bush.
And this sound's gonna catch Knight of the Zed as he tries to sniff out his blue buff. Gonna avoid the 2 chains with his wrist, but it's not gonna work out as he gets killed down by It Sounds killing spree. And T-Crank, parlez-vous français?
No.
I was just gonna say deja vu.
Spanish.
Deja vu, because like we're seeing the game repeat itself. A lot of the same things happening with these lanes.
Yeah, nobody expected LeBlanc to come in that bush, but 3-man dive top.
And there's an Ornn and a Sejuani. Mango Ray has pretty much to play this perfect if he wants to do it, but it's already not working out. Kyoshi just has too much health for it to matter in that dive. And Soda One's going to pick himself up his second kill of the game. 2, 1, and 3 now on this insane KP.
Yeah, Mango Ray really getting shut down hard in this game, stemming from his teleport bot lane, which backfired on him extremely hard. Now he's 0-3, down 10 CS to this Ornn. This Ornn is going to be much more useful than he is in the late game and in team fights. And if Polio can solve this game out, they can potentially win. LeBlanc does not scale the hardest out of any mid. Caitlyn is their main damage threat in the late game. Which, with all of these threats that Polio has, they can exploit that Caitlyn.
Here we go, Daddy Nahor. Gonna throw out the binding and just continue to stop and be the nuisance. Really not allowing him to go back and use any gold, and it just really puts pressure on Ping. Indeed, I agree.
Yeah, headset died. Sorry about that.
Talia with all this work ground in her lane. Really makes it to where she can't fight back. Like, she's whiffing her abilities as well. Doesn't help.
Ooh. Yeah, LeBlanc going to win these trades with the 3 kills she has. LeBlanc has no W right now, though. And it comes back up. But, ooh, here comes
Michael J.
Soto.
Fox going aggressive. Kiting back on Soto. That range coming in clutch for Kindred.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox is going to be up a level here on this Kindred. As expected, most likely. He is a full level up, so pretty good. We'll see if Michael J. Fox can snowball and get some more levels up. Because eventually this Kindred should be able to 1v1 the LeBlanc in theory, as long as he doesn't get one shot. Because with the ultimate, you really have the DPS to get LeBlanc low while you're in your ulti. And you can dodge a skill shot while you are leading it.
Mango's trying to trade with Kyoshi. Unstoppable coming in. Or, that's right, lack of Unstoppable coming in right there as he gets stunned. Never forget Unstoppable Ornn.
Slams his head into a wall, pings him, question mark.
Hey, man, that's how you got to play this game. You got to have fun.
Might be a little bit of tilt coming through, though, from Polio.
Oh, definitely. We saw Drowsy left last game early, and we see Knight of the Zed about to leave this life early. Ooh, It Sounds actually missing the chains allows Knight of the Zed to make it out.
The LeBlanc right here really playing with Knight of the Zed.
Playing with her food.
Yeah, Knight of the Zed's got to keep some distance away so that he can actually start poking him down. Teddy Dayhorse throwing a binding backwards.
It Sounds doing a good job. Or not It Sounds. Mango Ray doing a good job in terms of battling back. Oh my gosh, that was nice. They're going to take good grief charging in, realizing he has no summoners. Going to go on to him. He's going to pop the ulti right here. TP coming in for Mango Ray. First you don't succeed. Throw another rock. Wet wrist coming up for Drowsy.
Oh!
Going to allow him to live. Edsy going down. Good grief picking up that kill. And that's the first time we've seen this TP play work out for Mango Ray. But here we go. Kyoshi's made his way down too. And they're trying to live. Talia getting collapsed on here in the mid lane. Aldi coming in for Michael J. Fox is going to go up big right here. Soda One's going to take him real low. The heal coming through. Knight of the Zed doing everything he can to stay alive, trying to kite back the auto attacks. Allow him to live. Shut down. Oh, Michael J. Fox. But wait, the minions.
No way.
The minions?
The last minions give another kill over to LeBlanc, but Polio winning another 2v2 in the mid lane. But the extended fight in the bot lane from IRL giving them a win. 2-for-1 kills right there.
Wow.
Michael J. Fox getting a lot of mid lane tower damage here, and he's got 2 kills on his hands. Michael J. Fox could be the one to carry this game.
He's going to have to be the one to carry this game. Jax has fallen far behind, needs time, and they're not giving this to him. They're really, beating in on him anytime he tries to go down to this bottom lane.
Yeah, and Sun Kiyoshi with the Forge God killing 2 people right there. The Alistair not headbutting him away to prevent the second proc from coming through and killing Drowsy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just because he was not in range yet.
That's
Once you get slowed there, you really have no way to dodge the second part if you're a Varus with no flash.
That's honestly one of the best. Counters to Ornn is the Alistar because of that. But when you don't utilize it, you allow Ornn to do Ornn things. I'm gonna try and go on to Edzy right here. Not gonna work out. And bot lane is just gonna continue. Caitlyn now sitting on an infinity edge, giving her an infinite amount more damage.
Mango Ray 2 levels down here.
When did Kiyoshi switch off a barrier?
Probably before he teleported down there.
Okay, smartass. Look.
Well, that was not intended to be that way. But here comes
they're gonna try and go on a tally here in the mid lane. The ulti not landing exactly, but it still doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from the damage of the LeBlanc. 4-1-2 she is after getting that assist. Mango Ray still does a decent amount of damage. They're gonna go on to Michael J. Fox as the mark comes through for Kindred. It's gonna build her up more stacks. And that's another kill.
Cheeky play there from IRL. Both of them sitting in that Wraith bush, waiting for him to walk into mid lane, just chucking the Sejuani ultimate. Misses though, but you can still slow him hard enough. But here comes a 4-man bot play from IRL.
You can talk us through this Yeet special right here.
Drowsy's out.
Recall. No one's actually gonna stop him. He's gonna leave his support to die. And good reason. The headbutt knocked up in the air. LeBlanc's gonna have the shower shot come back, and she's gonna go down.
Sounds with a slight misplay right there. Standing a bit too close to the cow, and that cost Sounds his life.
When you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Exactly.
I don't think it's ever been better said right there. I need to stop banging on my desk because I feel like that makes me peak really hard. But nice little trade going in right there. LeBlanc going down, and that definitely slows down this team's ability to push. Tally going to go for the wall. They're going to put Xanax, Edzy off to the side by himself. Ulti on to Caitlyn. She's trying to go on the Knight of the Zed. Getting a little bit more damage. Icy Wrist coming in all around the place. LeBlanc coming down, picking up 1 kill before he goes down. And that's a 2 for Juan. Right there.
This is what makes Sounds one of the best players in the league. Just his ability to just instantly teleport into these fights. But red buff. Smited away by Michael J. Fox. Securing that for himself.
I would have died if LeBlanc took that.
Would have been quite sad. But Michael J. Fox can duel him. There's a pause. First pause of the series here.
Mm-hmm. Now this is where I talk about my knitting collection.
Oh yeah? Tell me about it.
Well, that jean, I knit my own outfits. Fun fact.
Do you really?
No, hell no.
Okay, that's lame.
We did a knitting art project back in, I want to say, like the 4th or 5th grade, where we actually had to take it home and practice and do the over under because we didn't have enough time in art class. I didn't do it, so I got a bad grade. Feels bad, man. That's okay. Everyone else got a bad grade. Unfortunately, however, we did not grade on a curve back in the 3rd grade. Math major, what's your opinion on grading on a curve?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said math major. What's your opinion on grading on a curve?
It's not bad. It's statistically represents the entire spectrum of grades you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to have most people get a C, and only the best students get an A, and of course some unlucky students that didn't prepare hard enough will get an F. You do want everybody to get an A, of course, but
it's not happening.
Yeah,
this isn't high school.
Class is either too easy, or it's just a free A if everyone gets an A. If you have a bell curve, it's it's a respectfully difficult class that everyone will have to try hard to get an A in. As we're unpaused.
Unpaused. And right now, these plays coming in from the side of Polio honestly aren't put them right at the top of the bell curve. They're not exactly playing the best League of Legends they could right now.
Yeah, and look at all of Polio right now. I mean, IRL, they are looking for that top turret or the mid tower 100%. I like the build from NZ with the Merc Treads, and oh man. Oh, Caitlyn ultimate. Here comes the sieging power of this bot lane, Caitlyn Morgana, with the poke that LeBlanc can bring. It's almost like a Zoe. Alistair getting chunked out real hard here.
They put the trap down. LeBlanc chain's going to come through, going to pop the ulti. They're going to go under tower, but now to actually flash away is the Talia thing. Both bottom laners flashing as they went too aggressive and lost their minions right there.
Yeah, IRL's bot overextended there quite a bit. Didn't want to somehow get punished, so they decided to recall. Nobody is going to defend that tower. They are afraid of the LeBlanc. They're going to decide to stay back. Give up that one. I don't think they mind too much about giving up an Earth Dragon.
Our boy Jack's finally getting his Triforce.
Yeah. Gonna go for that Titanic Hydra as well to duel the tanks, and lots of extra tankiness.
Now they're going to catch people trying to come in and fight this dragon. They're actually going to catch its sounds here on the flip side. The Earth Dragon's getting lower. They need to be able to do something about it. Varus charging up his thing. Red team's going to slay the dragon. But here's the fight. Forge God coming in right here. Mango Ray on the top of the team. Michael J. Fox untouched over the wall, and he's the main carry. We're going to actually see Mango Ray living so slightly. Caitlyn's still been untouched this whole fight. Sun Kyoshi, great tanking in the front line, still alive. Good Grief going to be the first person to finally go down, though. And now Tally has to pop her ulti in an attempt to get away. It's not exactly in the best place because it doesn't really wall anything off except for escape routes for a team. Now LeBlanc's going forward under tower. It sounds going to have the magic shield popped.
Almost getting that dream double kill right there. But, oh, nice dodge from Mango. Aware of his surroundings here.
That's not what I like right there. What was that, Morgana binding?
I'm surprised that the Kindred ult hasn't come out yet. Especially in that fight. It looked like he could have used it.
I mean, the only person
they decided to back away.
Good Grief's the only one that died, so I don't think it would have made too much of a difference considering how separated they got. Unfortunately, I have to say.
Unfortunately.
So now here they are, pushing through more towers.
I'm interested in this Kindred build here. Let's have the static Shiv. Lots of extra burst damage. The pickaxe, probably going for that Infinity Edge. But do you think we could see like a Ginsu's Rage Blade on a Kindred?
We could, but it doesn't really make sense to me. Like,
yeah, me neither.
Kindred's closer to a traditional marksman in her build, terms of her build, than Varus is right now.
Yeah.
Like Kindred.
And if you're gonna go Shiv,
yeah,
you know, might as well just go more crit.
That's what I'm saying. Just copy Caitlyn's build, or no, copy like a Tristana build kind of. Be like a more scrappy 1-on-1, 1v1 Tristana.
Yeah. Ooh, Maga Ray.
Gwenzo's. The thing that makes sense about Gwenzo's is, you know, paired with her Kindred passive, getting the whole double procs will allow her to do a decent amount of damage. Mega Ray doesn't want that fight. Yeah, he's going to recall.
Yeah, don't want to mess with that LeBlanc with the Gunblade and the Morello.
Not exactly the best decision. Neither is that. Just riding around on these walls, I like it. Having fun.
Yeah, he knows he can't defend that turret with all of IRL looking for that. Are they going to fight for this?
Caitlyn
like
going to come
looking
through.
for a fight? Yeah. Look at that DPS.
Ooh, here it goes. The Kindred ulti comes through to keep our jungler alive. Michael J. Fox, the Sun Kyoshi gets knocks in the tower. Michael J. Fox doing his best to kite back. A little bit more damage is not going to come through for him. Here we go. More rocks getting thrown out as they go on to Ezzy. Actually going to headbutt him away. Knock him up in the air. Daddy Nahor goes down as well. 3 people down. So that's a power play right there. They need to do something. Baron, I think, is the call you have to go for it.
Yeah, Mango Ray, Michael J. Fox is full HP. He has the % damage. Let's see how many stacks he has. Oh, he recalled. He went bottom.
What?
He has 4 stacks, and that was a Baron call. That was certainly...
That is a Baron.
Yeah, Alistair can tank that Baron for days. He has the chain vest. I guess they were too worried about the pressure that LeBlanc had in the bottom lane. That yeah, that was definitely a Baron that could have been taken to get Polio back in this game.
Jack, yeah, you could have
Not like
Jack
Soto's gonna
CP up.
smite it away.
Could add Jack CP up. It's 5 of you. You can zone off Soto. Salams does have the TP as well, but I don't know. I just think that's too safe. They didn't even get the tower topside either. All they did was close up the gold gap. They're still technically behind. Polio is a good smiter, though. But he's down 2 levels to Michael J. Fox, so... I don't know, man.
Yeah, this Kindred really snowballing here. Got the Berserker Greaves, going to have massive attack speed. That's going to make his static shift proc very frequently.
Excuse me. It sounds
Good Grief missing a combo here, but here comes Jax. But here comes Sejuani and the rest of IRL.
Making their way down. Kind of flexing their muscles in and around. Not doing the greatest job. Throwing rocks over the wall. It sounds coming again to throw the chains out.
Not going to quite get that stun off, and we'll just get kited by sounds.
And this just drawing pressure down the LeBlanc and then jumping away. The last side of IRL to start up fights. Forge God going out, going to go into Night of the Zed as he throws rock after rock into Soto, trying to do his best to kite away. Michael J. Fox now getting himself involved. He's going to flash forward on it. It's Soto, going to get right into a binding and now pop the ulti, keep himself alive. Doing his best to stay at such little health, finally going to heal up. And then we're going to see It Sounds going down. Jackson's TP'd his way up, gets caught by a bind. He can't really use his counter-strike onto anybody. Good grief now trying to use his combo. He knocks up the Daddy Nahor, but he has no mana. This is the last of his thing. He's going to get a stun and then start walking away. We're going to take down Daddy Nahor. And now it's just Caitlyn all on her lonesome as Night of the Zed's going to chase down Sun Kiyoshi.
And Polio Driftors coming out ahead on these team fights. Michael J. Fox putting the carry pants on here in Game 3 with the nice Requiem, or Lamb's Respite. This is going to be a gold lead here for Polio. The first gold lead they've had all series long. And they are not out of this series just yet.
I'm going to push for 2 towers right here. And they have the attack speed with this
team. Here comes Soto on the side. Soto has the ultimate up very shortly. Kiyoshi has teleport up in 10. Nice flash from Drowsy.
Why is he missing Pingham? That was the proper play.
IRL looking for this 24-minute Baron signature play by them. But they can't face check a LeBlanc. They got to be careful.
Definitely a play for them to go for. Really ballsy considering they're down, but they catch people when they have to recall. Jack CPing to the top side now with his Tiamat and Spectre's Cowl. I think they're just going for vision unless they can get this pick on Michael J. Fox. LeBlanc removes him from the map. This fight's going to get opened up now. Going to take down Ezzy in the middle of the team, and Jackson's pounding away on people. Already took down the bottom lane. Quick double kill. Now. And here we go, the wall off. They're going to go into It Sounds, throw the rocks out, flown to him. Talia doing their best to push them off. And they're going to look to push this mid lane and try and go for this inhib tower or rotate top and get that inner tower.
Yeah, looks like the top rotation is the best play for them right here. But nice follow-up from Polio. And LeBlanc making a great play, one-shotting the carry. But Polio coming back. It's really good plays here. And Good Grief almost has his flash up.
And they're just keeping LeBlanc from grouping with people. Like, they're pushing her off to the side and making her the scared one, even though she's 8-3-2.
Yeah, but here comes IRL. They're respawned.
Cow gets hit.
Good Grief is getting caught out here.
Arctic Assault gonna pop the ulti. Realize he has nowhere to go, and he's just gonna kind of waste time here as best he can. Actually gonna try and flash over the fat wall. Here we go. Ulti, and he actually is gonna be able to make it out unless LeBlanc can connect the chains and the gunblade as well. Yeah, nope. Binding soon follows suit. And that's the end of our boy Cow. Rip Good Grief. 5 kills on Alistar, sitting at 5-5-5. Yeah, he's been a bloodthirsty support this game.
At 25-55, yep.
You waited to say that, motherfucker.
No, I was just choking on my water. But anyways.
Choking on water.
Polio's taking a bit too far there. They do end up getting the top tier 2 tower, though. Warmox completed by Sun Kyoshi. Oh, no. Michael J. Fox getting cut off for the second time here.
Gonna pop his ulti, but it can't keep him alive right here. Gonna do his best to stay alive and take down Ezzy, and he does! In a 1v3 scenario, trade with the AD carry. LeBlanc trying to make a way out. Mango Ray can't really do anything. He's on the bot side way too far away. It sounds they're gonna try and go in right here. Tally gonna try and trade at least, but not going out for her after the wall comes through for Talia. And now he needs to go for this bottom tier tower because they're gonna go for Baron.
Yeah, Etsy getting a bit too close to the Kindred right there and sort of dying for no reason, but IRL going to take a Baron at 27 minutes. Was looking like it could have been Polio's if they postured for it, but Michael J. Fox getting caught one time too many. But Polio looking for the fight.
Here we go. They're going to look for the fight inside this pit right here. Drowsy and them are doing their best. There, I got the
my goodness.
1, 2, 3. He has so much damage. He can kite this out. Drowsy going humongous for his team. Gets the triple kill in this Baron pit. And now good grief right here is only has Sun Kyoshi. And Mango Ray still pushing.
And Drowsy saying, I'm going to carry this one for my boys.
Good grief.
This is the Polio style that we have not seen all series long. And they are back. And they are looking to come back in this series with the reverse sweep. The DPS on the Varus with the passive proc, with those items, and all of them clumped together, just a massive burst in damage. Taking out everybody on Polio in IRL.
That was a 2v4 candidate. That was a perfect 4-man headbutt from Alistar. Varus ulted right on to Edzy, and then he was able to kite himself back. The other people were all already low. He got to 8 stacks real quickly, and then he just cut everybody else down once he was at 8 stacks. Like, once Varus hits 8 stacks, and especially since he has the Buildwater Cutlass for lifesteal, you can't stop him. Yeah,
I'm very surprised I don't see a Wit's End from him because of how much magic damage their team is, or QSS for that matter. Just 1 CC will get you bursted down real hard. Yeah, it also shreds your opponent's MR, so it would do a lot of extra damage for Talia, but here's a fight. Here we go. Going on to Drowsy. Forge God going to come out as he tries to run away. The support running him down. Daddy knew her picking that kill up thanks to the Rylai's, and here we go. They're opening this up. They're going to look to re-engage as our boy Mega Ray's here fighting Sun Kyoshi on the other side. Cringe are going to get to pounding away. Shutdown right there going through. Talia coming through with the wall, actually walling people off, but it's all going into minions. Mega Ray's going to flash into a trap again. Ulti going through, block this. And they do. It sounds like going to go into somebody jumping over the wall twice, not able to work it out. Michael Fox over the wall. This fight's just all over the place. Nobody quite wants to give it up, and it's just going on hog. Ezzy trying to go huge, flashing onto the bush, getting right on the Mega Ray, picking up the double kill right there. Michael J. Fox going forward, definitely going to take down Ezzy. Or over the wall, good grief. Wait, can Ezzy just kite this out like a beast? Gonna force Michael J. Fox just going for the LeBlanc instead of the Caitlyn. But Ezzy now is popping off. Both AD carries getting the fair share of the carry pants, but Michael J. Fox really misplayed right there. Could have killed the Caitlyn for free with just a Q. Kind of baits out good grief there. But here comes Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox. He has the ulti in case he gets too low, and he pops it at the end for style points. A crit there would have killed him, so... good job nice right there. Knows that he was out of range, so that Ezzy could not get healed by the ult as well. Yeah, this 3-item Caitlyn with Ninja Tabby doing mad work. And we're looking at a 23 kill to 23 kill game here at 30 minutes in game 3 of our series. Polio Driftors trying their hardest to stay alive. And if I'm Polio Driftors, I need some more magic resist here on Michael J. Fox. Maybe even a QSS. Just can't not get one shot by the LeBlanc. That's your only way that you can die, basically, on this Kindred pick. Merc would be a pretty good choice. Yeah, Merc treads QSS, Maul of Malmortius. Alistair does have the locket and is going to build towards that Mikhail's. Mercury. Oh, when I say Merc, I mean like Mercurial Scimitar. Oh, okay. Michael J. Fox looking for that blue steel, but might get cut off for it.
LeBlanc
Doesn't
ain't
have
gonna
the
come
ulti.
through. Doesn't have the ulti. Gonna go down as the Caitlyn bullet goes through.
Baron's up again. And Michael J. Fox getting caught out for the second time around the Baron buff. Timing.
Time.
Can Mengare 1v1 LeBlanc?
No, did they get Baron last time? I thought they just got wiped.
Yeah. I think. Wait, I forget. It's been. There's so many fights in this game. Just lost track. Okay, so IRL they decided not to do this Baron, but okay, Edgy's going back on it. Talia has the flank.
She can look to throw rocks or the ulti to cut people off
Nice
and leave
Weaver's
Soto
wall
inside
there.
the pit. She can't get hit by a binding. She has to just waste their time.
She has
TP
the
coming through,
glance.
Forge God.
Oh, whiff.
And misses both of them, and she's just kiting. She might be able to
Knight
take
of the
down
Zed.
Soto, actually. Knight of the Zed doing so much damage. It's going to take Enzi so low. Force out the redemption.
Where's the team?
And he's done his job. Because Mango is still in the bottom lane. And they can't go for Baron anymore.
Oh, Drowsy
can't
died.
recall.
What happened to him?
I don't even know.
Oh.
And he's just stopping the ports. Get the end in.
No, the LeBlanc's right there. I don't think he can fight him, but oh my goodness. Drowsy's dying in the mid
He's
lane. I
gonna
think
die.
LeBlanc just one-shot him. This is definitely going to be a Baron now for IRL.
Well, Michael J.
After
Fox is
what-
still up, too.
That was an amazing play from Knight of the Zed. And Michael J. Fox being dead, Drowsy being dead, really cost that play from turning into a great play for Polio. Michael J. Fox has no flash. He's not going to be able to get to that Baron pit. That's going to be the second Baron of the game here. Wait, was the Baron ever taken?
I don't think it was taken, no. I think they died. Hold up. Hit Z and look through, like, extended chat. My chat, for whatever reason,
No.
Oh,
This is
okay.
the first Baron.
But you're
I don't
but
think
they're
so.
still behind in gold, though. What?
Yeah, just all these kills, but rip.
And this does not help the gold lead. Okay.
Tor went out for Drowsy. It's a LeBlanc game. That's going to happen to you more than once. Unfortunate.
You know how that should go. You know how that should go.
Sometimes it'd be like that. In the words of IRL 80 carry.
So now they have to fight against these Baron buffed minions for the next couple minutes. Their gold lead has decreased from 3,000 to about 1,000. It's going to get really tough. Fire T, crank the cameraman. That's Steel.
I'm not the cameraman.
Here we go.
but-
Michael J. Fox getting caught out right here. Going to pop the ulti as they collapse in on him from all these angles. And he's going to die as soon as his ulti falls right there. It sounds picking that kill up. And this is starting to be this is the problem that Kindred starts to run into eventually. Is the fact that he's just so short range and so squishy that champions like LeBlanc can just absolutely remove her from the map. She's an 80 carry still at the end of the day.
This is just a Michael J. Fox problem. I think he's really just not respecting the team here and just getting caught out repeatedly. No magic resistance at all. Doesn't have any sort of tenacity to deal with all that crowd control.
Yeah, not very tenacious individual willing to take the risk. And Caitlyn just puts down the line of cupcakes. Love it.
And Kindred has enough of shredding that he might not need to buy a Last Whisper at this point. He might just really need to prioritize the magic resist, but he has no more item slots available to do that. So Kindred has right now 2 attacks per second with his build. He just needs to not get one shot, and he's going to hard carry, but it seems like that's very hard to do versus LeBlanc with 13 kills.
Blue turret going down. That's the third tower of the game for them. That's part of the reason why they were down so much gold. Now they're finally taking it back, the towers.
Yeah, 7 towers for IRL and 3 for Polio. I mean, reverse that. But good grief getting cut out here. I think he's going to go down here. Sejuani popping the glacial prison. But
Here we go.
Tower.
Ulti. Forge guy getting called out. Gonna force the ulti out, and it's gonna be used defensively this time. Talia's off to the side. Now Michael J. Fox is coming in. They caught them all grouped up right here. They already got 1 kill. Caitlin's gotten the kill on the Jackson. Here we go. Duel between the 80 carries. Headshots coming in for Caitlyn. Allow her to take down Drowsy, and this fight's already now not looking the best for the side of Polio Driftors.
Yeah,
Ulti
when
getting
Kindred has
popped.
to use his ultimate like that, you're feeling pretty bad. And the Caitlyn with the late game crit build is going to be able to 1v1 this Varus with Mercury Treads and low DPS versus Squishies.
Yeah, Caitlyn just absolutely popping off his head. They were actually even in health, and then Caitlyn things happened.
Oh, LeBlanc getting taken out super low.
They might be able to save their inhib, though. Looks like they will be able to.
Yeah, these fights are looking all right here for Polio. They coming at them from many different angles, but just small mistakes really just costing them these fights. Good Grief didn't have his ultimate there. Didn't have flash up because he keeps having to waste it when he's getting caught out. No really good Lamb's respites this game from the Kindred. Just because like these mechanical errors, but really good punishes here from IRL. Really great engages with the Sejuani and the Ornn ultimates. As well as, Sounds and Edzy. They're both popping off.
It Sounds and Edzy coming up huge in these last two, in these fight. Edzy coming up big in that last fight, winning the duel against Drowsy. And then Sounds just been popping off this whole game, taking targets, hunting their heads down. Knight of the Zed, again, just not being able to impact the team fights as much as It Sounds does, not being able to fulfill his role as well.
Yeah, this LeBlanc can really just one-shot whoever he chooses if he's in range. Makes it quite hard for the Polio team to have good team fights. LeBlanc has the Banshee's Veil, has the Death Cap. I think he just straight up bought a Death Cap. I think that's what he just did now. Sounds on the LeBlanc. Straight up Death Cap. That's going to give him 726 ability power. His combo might be able to kill everybody twice. Possibly. Here he goes. Let's see how it happens.
There you go. Michael J. Fox getting caught out trying to do his red buff's going to pop the ulti. And It Sounds just going to jump back. He's perfect to make that trade. Kindred ulti is going to be a cooldown that we're going to be lacking if a fight breaks out at this bot inner tower.
And the Kindred ulti right now is a 100-second cooldown. That is still a massive ultimate in the game. And really, this Kindred's now basically full build. He's going for the full frontline killer build. But you have no way to survive against this LeBlanc.
Here we go. They're trying to go on that Daddy Nahor. They don't have, they don't have everybody there. LeBlanc's getting the tower on the bottom side as they continue to expand the gold lead. Their newfound gold lead. Here we go. Jack's trying to go forward, going to jump away. Going to ult on to Daddy Nahor, but he has the ulti, or the spell shade to keep him safe. And now Drowsy stepping too far forward, trying to lead the charge. Unstoppable for Edzy. And they're going to look to get this tower. Well, It Sounds comes in from a side angle. Gets the inhib.
Yep, It Sounds that the Elixir are able to do a ton of damage to these inhibitors. Drowsy getting caught out of position there very far forward, going for that Dart Nahor, but here's more fights.
Here we go. Last fight indeed. This could be the tournament lives for the side of Polio. They're fighting under the tower. They get down Soto. But here we go. Michael J. Fox still sitting here, losing the rest of his team around him, trying to do the damage that he needs. Doesn't like he can pull it out. Tally going to throw out the stones, and it's just down to these two. Going to have the call to pull back and go towards the inhib. Sun Kyoshi starts building back up thanks to Warmogs. Here we go. They're trying to go look for their shots. They're way in, but they just can't seem to find it. Blue team's going to destroy the inhib, or lose their inhibitor, rather. Here we go. Michael J. Fox trying to get the kill. It Sounds getting away pretty well.
And oh, man. Looking like we're about to see our champion be crowned here. Edzy almost full build here on the Caitlyn. Can shop and go buy the Bloodthirster, the GA that she wants. Tons of gold here.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't think you need to buy a GA. You just buy the Bloodthirster.
I like the G as an insurance policy in case you somehow are to get one shot like off some weird angle or something. Like, we did it, guys. We took him down. And then he stands right back up and goes back to fighting.
Yeah, it's true. But the Kindred ulti, you know how Kindred ulti is. Kindred ulti, the enemy Kindred will always get your, so will always save your life. You know,
That's what I'm saying, dude.
it's a solo queue effect.
Right, but this is in solo queue. This is Elder Dragon. 41 minutes in the game where Knight of the Zed
Here
gets
they
hit by
go.
the
Oh, they're looking for this.
Here we go. LeBlanc coming on the backside. Might be able to just
Gets
take
it.
Knight of the Zed down. Lockett saving him alive. We are able to see the steal come through, but they only have one Baron inside the pit. Michael J. Fox is doing everything he can. They've already have Michael J. Fox going down as well as the mid laner. Drowsy going to follow soon after, but Good Grief is going to go and be a good griefer like they mentioned.
Teleport.
Sun Kyoshi's teeping in, and this might just be game.
Cancelled. Yeah, I
Good
think
grief,
this will be the
follow.
game here. 3 people are dead, and Drowsy can definitely not defend against 5 members. Mango Ray are gonna desperately look to clear this wave out. But I think Polio or IRL have done it. They are about to take down the number 1 seed in the playoffs 3-0 with a sweep.
Might end up happening right here. Mango Ray having to jump to safety, and then we're quickly
That's
see
it.
Drowsy following right after, and that's how it goes, folks. Murder, She Wrote. Close this page on the book. Michael J. Fox is going to end up leaving the lobby right here. This game is over. 3-0 for IRL Sluts. They're your Season 3 champions. As they dance around, take their crown, they find themselves now immortalized in the history books as Prophecy Cup Season 3 champions. GG to them.
And that is the definition of a statement win. You, in the regular season, get destroyed by Polio, the number 1 team. And then you come into the finals, prepare very hard, just practice, and you succeed with a 3-0? That's insane. Congratulations to IRL.
So you get it done, boys.
We were just saying how that kill, the game was 23 to 23 kills. Well, at the end of that game, it was 25 kills to 41 kills.
Yeah. That mid-game explosion, man. That call they made for
Extremely
Baron.
one-sided. I like the rip puff of the desk thing.
Mm-hmm. Let's go let's go back to Prophecy Cup and we'll drag the whole team down that's actually still here. Oh, they're all 5 of them are here. Caster box.
Hopefully it's not lagging still.
Oh, we got. Wait, hello?
We've got the whole squad.
Hello?
Middle of the pack team, 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 middle of the pack team.
Stop.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Started from the bottom, now you here. Started from the middle, now you here.
Hell yeah.
I heard Mango was talking some trash. What happened?
I don't know. Pretty quiet, bruh.
What happened?
Hey guys, chill out.
Don't need to chill out. That guy sucks.
Wow.
1-8? Question mark? 1-8? Question mark?
Did he go
Yikes.
1-8? That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a rough Jax game.
He's insecure anyway.
Yo, I was gonna play Jack
Yeah,
Jungle.
chill,
I'm mad.
Yikes. Okay, everybody's already getting the BM going on in chat. That's what I like to see. But
Hey, we already played. There's no need to be.
that's what I'm saying. So you guys are Season 3 champions, immortalized in victories. Good job for IRL Sluts.
Out the mud.
How does it feel?
Feels fantastic.
Give me my RP.
Give me my RP right now.
I heard all
I
this.
disagree. I don't know. Like, we wanted to give him a chance at the last game just to give him a scare, but like, oh, we can win. Then we just took it from him.
That last game was interesting because you guys were down for a decent part. You guys got Baron and were still down. And like he mentioned before you guys joined, the score was 23 to 23 at one point in terms of kills. And then you guys exploded, turned it around, and finished that game with 25 to 41 in your favor.
As he put on the carry pants. He got inted a couple times
Dude, I
in the
started my
game.
back
Then he
showing.
was like, "Team, I got you," and he popped
Is that
off.
the first time Edsy's had equal or more kills than Sounds all season?
Come on. Why you gotta do me like that?
It was mostly a joke. It's time to
celebrate.
there, but
It's time to
You
celebrate.
guys
boys.
played like the
you guys played
quarters.
amazingly. And how hard do you guys prepare for this series? Because
We
it looks like
did
you guys
it.
are definitely more prepared.
We
No, we
haven't
didn't.
scrimmed in like
I
3
woke up
months.
10 minutes before the first game.
Yeah,
started.
we don't scream. We only show up on game days and we
I
perform.
don't even play solo queue. Yeah. Only
I'm
Soto and
gonna-
Edzy.
I saw Mango was level 70. Damn.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Really?
Well, I'll take that as a you guys prep pretty hard. Nice, good job, guys. Get that
Yeah.
beauty
I'm-
sleep in.
Want to shout out Josidon because he's cute.
Shout out Joe Sidon.
Yeah, I want to shout out all the people I have beaten. Death Design, Joe Sidon, Mango Ray, all these
You
people.
have not beaten Joe Sidon.
He is
You
have
have beaten
all-
Joe Sidon.
They have all contributed to me winning my lane. This a god. What can I say?
He's fucking.
No, Joe Sidon's humbled you, dog, because you haven't beaten us yet in a regular season
perfect
match.
Kyoshi, dude.
So we
I don't know what you're talking about.
still got to do MVP votes to see who gets the season 3 MVP tag.
It's not cute.
Let's think about that real quick.
Award. Honor the award. I'm the real grunt, so I just.
Yeah.
So those ward score MVP.
We give it to number 1 grunt, number 2 grunt, number 3 grunt, Edsy, or Sounds.
Blake, our first 2-time champion right here.
Oh yeah, Blake. Cool.
Oh, they got the black tag looking fresh. Yeah, congrats to Blake for being
Blake's
the first
actually
player
MVP
to have
coming in on
2.
that Riddle Raiders game.
As
Yeah,
team
super clutch.
as team captain, I'll let Sounds decide. Sounds who's the MVP?
Is it you?
Nah, there's like NFL. There's like NFL where we have all the coaches, reporters, and the Players Association vote.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Okay, so one question I do want to ask.
Find.
We asked it to the stream. Who do you guys think on your team is most likely to eat Tide?
What?
Eat
Where's
a
my
Tide
Dragon
Pod.
Balls?
I don't know what the fuck it's I don't know what you're saying.
Where's my wish?
I think
We won.
Manny asked who is the one that's most likely to eat a Tide Pod.
Probably Nate.
Oh, a Tide Pod.
Probably
It's totally
I think
Kiyoshi, right?
Probably Kind Summoner. She's on.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, good one. Good point. Good point.
Shout out to our sub junglers.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Ropey!
Shank by Rengar, Papa Ropey, the team rep.
Yeah, so week 1, you guys had Mighty Mead, and
Who? Mighty Feed? Yeah.
you had a tough loss to Yeast Street week 1, and then you brought in Sounds. So what has Sounds done to contribute to your success after losing to Yeast Street?
In all seriousness, let me talk, guys. In all seriousness, Sounds has got us
The
to
brain
play
of the team.
more of an intellectual style of gameplay. Like shit, you not. Like I feel like I'm like 10 times smarter in League of Legends. In life,
Yeah,
not
we can
really.
totally
In League
see
of
that.
Legends, yes.
Yeah, I
Instead
see
of
that
5
totally.
monkeys running around, we got 4 monkeys and 1 big brain.
Yeah, 'cause you guys are really decisive on like tower dives and like where to be and stuff. So definitely see that in Sounds contributions.
Yeah, it was definitely a blast. I feel like my macro game has shot up immensely.
Yeah. Sound is hella cute. Love that guy.
Yeah, at one point during the game, he said if he doesn't gank mid, he's gonna pick Karma.
I did this lane but double buffs on purpose. Like,
And then
I did it for
and
love,
then-
because
and then third game he tried surrendering. He's like, fuck this game. And then I was like, no, Sam,
Cool.
we just
He
use your
legit
brain.
yeah, well,
We
let's
can do
fucking
this
yeah,
as a
exactly
team.
what happened. Sound mental boom.
Wow,
We
Sounds
picked
boom.
We picked him up though. We won.
Nice.
Hey, if you
Yeah,
saw the
so-
fight where Etsy just walked into 4 people and died, you hit the FF button pretty quick too.
I think it like twice there.
I
Back to
don't
back
even think it
times.
was auto. It looked
Did
like
you guys see?
he walked into everyone, and then as he's dying, he's like, "Wait, why am I here?"
I mean, you guys saw Drowsy though, right? The last fight.
He was trying to get me.
on Talia.
Yeah, what did he do?
He was trying to kill me.
Where was
Yeah.
he at?
It
During
was
the dragon
bad.
fight, you mean?
No, it was
No,
a
no,
top
no.
tier 2. He was trying to go
Yeah.
for Nahor, but then he was like, "Oh shit, I'm in the middle of like 4 people."
Oh,
It was
Yeah,
unlucky.
he tried ulting me, but I had my, and so he thought he can get me real quick.
He basically pulled an Edsy.
oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I ulted him. Oh yeah, he was by the wall and I ulted him. I remember.
Yeah, both of
And
you
then I
had
knocked
pretty
him out.
big pop-off moments in that game.
Like, what the hell are they doing? You wanted to pet the Sejuani. What the hell?
So where does IRL Sluts go from here? What's your
Right.
plan next season?
Well,
and
tonight we're opening champagne bottles and going to Disneyland. So
beyond? Hey,
we'll talk about that later.
Bro, can I come?
Hell yeah.
Stream
Yo,
members are allowed only still.
Actually, let's go to for real.
what the hell?
Coyote Nate, let's go, bro.
Yeah.
You guys are close to Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sick.
Not
At least
really.
I am.
3 hours away.
Oh,
No,
2
like
hours?
5 actually.
That's worth
No,
it.
that's not too bad. It's not too bad.
I'll go to Knott's Berry Farm.
Make a day trip out of it. Where did Manny go? What the hell? I'm being ditched. There he is.
Yeah.
Wait, why can't I vote for Blake on these polls? Come on. For season 3.
Yeah, we gotta
MVP.
honor the bench.
But yeah, you guys play the actual finals next week against Yeet Street.
Just so you guys know,
So
if you view the results on MVP, everyone has one vote but Sounds because everyone voted for the.
No, I voted for Nahor. Come on.
Oh,
they're
I
like a
voted for
Rusty
myself.
Yeet versus Rusty Sluts match, and like
You're a liar because I voted for.
Wait, where are these polls?
If you refresh, you have 2 votes. I voted.
the
Oh, yeah, you
announcements.
do.
That's right.
Yo, follow me on Twitch, twitch.com/jbeezus.
Yeah.
So come
Twitch.tv/Tarzan.
This
join my.
aspiring streamer, Joe Beta,
Make
Yeah,
sure
she's
to eat
not-
the daily dose of Tide Pods.
He's not to go live.
Joe
So,
Sidon,
We're just
Follow
gonna
me on
wrap this
Twitch,
up.
twitch.tv/ropey.
shout out.
We're not actually talking about anything.
notoriously good Smash player.
GG, good job, guys. I
Games.
don't know what else to really say. We're just gonna meme it up. We actually just said nothing but memes for like 3 minutes right there.
I tried to ask a couple questions. There's 5 people.
Yeah.
I
Kinda
didn't
how
quite
it goes.
prepare for those questions, kind of like
Yeah.
how Polio didn't prepare for this finals. No, just kidding.
Man,
Jokes.
Polio. So every Prophecy Cup final has been a thing. When are we going to see a reverse sweep?
Yeah, maybe next season we'll have like a best of 5, but with 8 teams, this is going to be a super competitive season 4. And
Yeah. Hopefully teams don't quit halfway through because they're sad that they're bad.
yeah, I mean, with 8 teams, you can't really afford to have that.
There's
And,
also going to be less teams, so that's going to
yeah,
help.
4 less teams.
Best of 3s, fixed schedule. It's going to be hella fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up. I mean, oh my God, this is crazy. Signing off for season 3 started a long time.
Tomorrow's
First
tomorrow's a third game though, third place game.
3rd place game.
It's going to be best of 3.
Yep,
Is it-
Desolate and Royal Era. That's going to be a good match. Is it best of 3?
Desolate.
You say best of 3, Steel?
Yep.
Okay. Makes sense. And both of those teams pretty good. Had slightly rough matches versus these 2 teams that we just saw today. Like, they're definitely quality teams that deserve a 3rd place spot and whatever the remainder of the prize pool is. So there is prize money on the line for these teams tomorrow night at 7:30, right?
Yeah, 7:30 tomorrow.
So yeah, check out these guys tomorrow, and that should be it from us tonight. Stay beautiful.
Wow, feels bad, man.
Yeah, you can say it now.
Nah, it's already taken. It's
You
whatever.
sure? All right. I'm sorry, Manny. Stole your thunder. JBeezus, twitch.tv/JBeezus.